Spa say yes to Global Wellness Day 2021 with focus on protecting mental wellness. One day can change your whole life.
This is our Pune Thai Tea Association. We are doing this every day in the park, and especially during this pandemic time, everybody locked down at home, but we still can come out to the park and do exercise, because when we do exercise, sometimes we communicate with each other, and then we have some laughter, jokes, so to ease the pressures from the pandemic. And also our Thai tea, Pune Thai tea, we have about 10 staff. So during this pandemic time, we have to build up our immune system through this Thai tea. Either it's not really for solely for elderly people. We have young people who come up here, and then we teach them how to relax our body, how to relax our mind, so that we can achieve our, even physically and mentally.
Thank you.
What is it that we can do? Okay. First of all, I think everyone really underestimates the power of the connection of the human spirit. Okay. We focus so much on work or on these electronic devices that we use, but I believe that when you can connect to someone of a higher energy or a higher vision or some clarity, your life definitely gets enhanced. If someone who needs help connects to you deeper and you can guide them, you can totally change their life. So that's the first thing, connect people. Second thing is, do start building new habits. It's not just about problems. There's a lot of opportunities now. What habits can you build up like every day that helps you feel better and stronger? If you could choose what you want, what positive emotions and directions do you want to have? And lastly, it is a whole new world. Most people have three challenges in my mind. First one is they don't know who they are. You don't really even know what's important to you. The second one is you don't even know what you want. You don't have the clarity. And the last one is we don't really notice how fast the world is changing on so many levels, about how the geopolitics, the technology, and the networks that are running around us are totally changing not just the business environment, but even our social and emotional environment. So yes, this world is changing. There's always going to be new opportunities, not necessarily just in the online business, but in many other things ahead of you. So in this time, when you can build new habits, when you can build new connections, definitely you can build a new business or a new opportunity for yourself. And NLP is one way to do it. If you want to know more, please do contact me through Facebook. I'm on under my full name, Dr. Under Siva Kumar Kumarasan, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have. All right, have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Happy Global Wellness Day to all our dear associates and friends around the globe. I'm Stella Hong, founder and principal of Styling International Advanced Aesthetic Academy from Penang, Malaysia. May I wish you all safe and healthy. So let's stay strong and positive to face this pandemic. Let's encourage and support one another to get through this challenging time. We will soon see the beautiful light at the end of the tunnel. So stay safe, stay healthy, and stay mentally strong. God bless you all. Thank you.
We are from Lexpa, Lexis Hibiscus Fort Dixon. We say yes to mental wellness, spread love, and happy Global Wellness Day.
We are from Biosan Therapy Malaysia. We say yes to mental wellness, spread love, and happy Global Wellness Day.
Hello everyone, I am Gavin Fu from Relax Oasis, Malaysia. We say yes to mental wellness.
We spread love and happy Global Wellness Day.
Happy Global Wellness Day. I say yes. So, Rosalia, tunggu pada bunga, dapat vaksin, tanau di final. Ada komposisi saya bukan kenal tawadan. Awasi bentuk apa.
I say yes. Global Wellness Day. One day can change your whole life.
I say yes。来自马来西亚的全球健康和快乐，一天可以改变你的一生。
Hi everyone, good afternoon from Malaysia. My name is Ayu Mudiase. I am the Malaysian Global Wellness Day Ambassador. I would like to welcome you for our today's celebration. For those that joining us every year, I would like to extend my gratitude and thank you for tuning again. Today is actually the day where we start our journey of living a healthy life. For those that new to this channel and new to Global Wellness Day, I would like to welcome you and I would like to hold your hand and bring you to a journey of start a healthy and a much more feeling good life, basically. So Global Wellness Day is a non-profit association and it's actually founded 10 years ago in Turkey. And since then, we have managed to celebrate this day with 150 countries all over the world. Why is it Global Wellness Day is important? It is basically a reflection of how we live our life every day. They have a wonderful 7 manifest that you can start to choose 1 or 2 to adopt them in your day-to-day life and make it as a routine of your everyday. I, for example, I actually enjoying myself so much. Oh, now I actually choose already a couple out of the 7 manifests, which I am now a free plastic bottle person. And I am also practicing a healthy walking, not every day, but I did it 3 times a week. And I try as much as possible to sleep by 10 o'clock every day. And I'm enjoying a family dinner with my family now and then. If possible, I'll do it every day. If not, I'll make a commitment to do it 5 times a day. Yeah. One thing that dear to my heart, I also love to share with those that are in need. So this is also one of the Global Wellness Day 7 manifest, which is do a good deed, be kind for environment. Not just for the environment, be kind for around you. Because in this hard time, everybody is experiencing difficulties in life. We have lived for 1.5 years now with this pandemic, and many of us can cope nicely, but many of us as well having some mental challenge. And therefore, 2021 Global Wellness Day has chosen the most closest theme to you all, which is protecting your mental health. So in conjunction to the 7 Global Wellness Day manifest, and also in relation with our team this year, I'm actually already lined up a beautiful and quite strong influencer in Malaysia that are going to share with you all about their journey in starting their life in much more better or much more meaningful. Those people that are very deeply involved in the wellness industry will share the topics that you might gonna find very, very helpful in your daily life. Or it can influence you or bring you to start a wonderful journey together with Global Wellness Day. Yeah. The speakers that are actually put together are all very passionate global wellness day player in Malaysia, and they have been enjoying this wellness day of actually wellness life for many, many years. Some of them already spending their 25 years or 35 years of doing everything that is actually making one's life better. So I would like to ask you to join me for the next 3 or 4 hours to start our journey and thinking of what will be the next move that you would like to start on your global wellness journey. Okay, our first speaker is a very wonderful lady. She have a very good passion in terms of wellness, but this time she's going to celebrate with us and bringing a very dear topic. So her name is Alicia Lim. She is the founder and director of Inner Peace Spa Academy. She actually lives in Sabah, Borneo, Malaysia. So she has been involved in the wellness and spa industry for more than 20 years. She has helped the government of Malaysia with numerous number of spa modules, and she is currently running a very wonderful school in the middle of the rainforest in Sabah there. She traveled a lot to the rural area of Sabah to recruit a student and to give them a much better opportunity. Those people that are coming from the small village that will never get opportunity to go into a better life if it is not without a patient of this Alicia. So she will actually bring to us a topic of benefit of water and how to take care of our water resources so that water can last us for a long, long time and our next generation can enjoy clean water like how we enjoy clean water now. So please help me to welcome Ms. Alicia Lim with her water sharing topic.
Hi, I'm Alyssa, the founder and director of Inner Peace Spa Consultancy and Academy. Water, it is a life force, cleansing symbol and powerful image. All living things need water to live and grow. I believe that water has the power to heal us, body, mind, and soul. My sharing today is about water, the elixir of body, mind, and soul. In spa treatments. Water, a vital role in farming. And what is our role in preserving water today? I'm speaking based on the spa experience I had and my belief in the energy of water, and successful story from an urban farmer that I have met here in Kota Kinabalu Sabah. Throughout history, humans have sought physical relief, emotional healing, and even spiritual renewal in water. The word SPA, spa, is an acronym for Solus per Aqua in Latin. It means health through water. So, traditionally speaking, a spa is a place offering healing water treatments. If you look at the majority spas around the world, most of the spa treatments begins with cleansing rituals or have some form of cleansing in their treatments. My favorite water treatment, especially for the mind, for the body, and soul, some of it would be Natsu, Rishi shower, rain shower, or even as simple as the cleansing of feet. Some spas call it foot ritual. Some people ask, do you consider foot ritual as water treatment? For me, yes, especially for those who are very busy and always on the go. So coming back to Watson. Watson is watershed safe. I had this treatment at Chi the Spa Chandra Sibumatang. It is an acupressure massage performed in warm water by a therapist, and I am soaked in a warm pool and the therapist in a red suit. My feet and my arms are the floaters. It is a deeply relaxing treatment that all of you must try. My muscles feel loosened when the therapist is throwing me around water, and I believe that this has to do with the connection we have and this between in the room. Because in the room we were surrounded by water is our mother's room. So when we submerge in water, we feel free and safe as if we were inside the room. When we move in water, there's no restrictions, no weight, no gravity, and we can feel like we are floating. It's a space where we can reconnect to our natural state and to where we came from, our origin. I feel totally grounded. The treatment elevates pain and tension I had. It also enhances physical movement and joint mobility. I guarantee you that you will sleep like a baby when you try Watson. Besides, if you have muscle tension, this is a treatment that I strongly recommend. However, sadly, I've yet to find Watson in Malaysia. Next, the more simple version of water therapy for someone who is always on the go and with no time to waste is the foot facial. You can simply do it even at home. I'm very particular about this very first part of any spa treatments. Not only do you feel that your feet is being cleansed, but how water makes you feel grounded before your treatment begins. For me, if a therapist cannot even get this part of the spa journey right, the entire spa journey will be ruined. Why I say so? Because it feels grounded when you have a good teacher. So in spa, creating rituals of water is very important because the element of water in the spa, for me, is just not about cleansing. It is about grounding somebody, grounding something. There, the element of water in the spa center not only had the benefit of recharges, cleanses, rejuvenates us, and grounds us, hence it also releases from stress and bad aches and pain. For me, this is the true meaning of spa, health through water. Then interestingly, a couple of weeks ago, I met a farmer who did farming for almost 8 years, and his name is Lee, and I call him Mr. Lee. Aged 66, he runs an eco farm in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. He shared with me his experience with water. He spoke about water memory, and that leads me to learning about Japanese author Masaru Emoto, who suggests that human consciousness has an effect on the molecular structure of water. So, let us hear what Mr. Lee had to share about farming with structured water. Water in agriculture. Let's go.
Today, being with me is Mr. Lee, the founder and the owner of Eco Farm. Nice to have you with us today to talk about the benefits of water, and let's see what input that Mr. Lee has in terms of water. From my understanding is Mr. Lee is actually a survivor of a cancer patient, am I right, Mr. Lee? Liver cancer. Maybe Mr. Lee, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi. I run a farm. We call it nature farming. The nature farming means what is the difference? Because it's organic farm or what's the difference? The difference is we copy the forest.
You copy the forest?
The forest. We follow the way how the forest works.
Okay.
Because in the forest, nobody would have them. They live very well. And what makes them can grow like this?
Yeah.
Where do they get the mineral? Where do they get the life? They can give us good things that's beautiful forest. So I call this a nature farm, and we don't have any pesticide, fertilizer. We go through the nature way of doing it. So it all started is because I am a cancer survivor, and so is my wife. Okay? And this farm was started because of my wife also. During that time, about 10 years ago, she got herself breast cancer. There are a lot of people around her breast cancer. So this people, after 1 or 2 years, they keep on looking for food on themselves. Yeah. Especially organic food. But organic food is very hard to find. Yeah. So I said like this. This is our own land. Belongs to mother-in-law. Open up this one, I find for you. Then I started to learn from the internet. I was starting to do organic farming, learning from the internet, but it turned out to be very different. That is not the way I think so easy. So slowly I changed my type of farming.
But how does water come into farming, and how do you actually make farming just like so natural, like in the forest, with the benefits of water as a healing agent, right?
Actually, at the first place, I'm not a farmer. I never was a farmer. So we know it's water, fertilizer, everything. Yeah. But when I do this, when people who are sick, they're very sensitive.
Right.
They're very sensitive to food, especially to who planted it, how they are planted, whether they're sure that they are eating the right thing or not. Okay? Like in the market, there are people planting organic all in the market, but you don't know how they were planted. Maybe they have a certificate. So for sick people, they are sensitive. You make sure that they release the stress. They have a free mind. What they eat is what they are. So they must have the right food for them. So there's a logic way of getting the soil more oxygen. Okay? So you see, normally our soil is acidic. When the soil is acidic, insects will stay there. They will breed there and they will attack the plants. And then for those that fly, they can sense very far, and then they come to attack the veggies they want to eat. So I said, how? If I don't use pesticide, I don't use fertilizer, the only way is to increase the oxygen in the soil, to make it more alkaline. So when the soil has oxygen inside, then you have a better growth. And then the insects will be less. I was wondering how to get this oxygen through the soil. Then, so he said, there is a way. We have equipment, there is a way. You nano the water, you structure the water, and the water one is nano. There are more oxygen. The molecule is so fine, it penetrates the soil very easily. So that started something new for me also, that how to get oxygen in to the soil.
So by actually putting more water, structured water into the
You
soil.
see, water has oxygen, like H2O.
Correct, H2O.
Definitely they have oxygen. But whether the water, our normal water, why is it our normal water cannot do?
But it's also H2O.
Yeah, it's H2O. So why is it cannot do? The thing is, this water is hard water.
Right.
When the water is hard and it's not easy to penetrate, and not easy for the plant to absorb. Even like people like what we do, we are drinking water. We thought we are perfect drinking water for thirst or hydrate our body. That is not the case. But when I will do on the farm that time, this is the time I said, how do we structure the water? What do you mean by structure the water? We make the water come back to life. I said, isn't the water is alive? Yes, it is alive, but it's dead water. Whatever you drink, whatever you use, is from the pipe. It's dead water. We have to erase the memory of the water and get the new memories. And the new memory comes from where? From this tube. They have different types of minerals. If you think about water in the mountain, told you they come out. They come out from the stream. And where do this stream come up from? It's pressure underneath the ground. The water travels from lowland up to highland. The pressure up, the water comes down. So on the way, they collect the memories, what they pass through. Okay. During those days, my farm is not like this. It's small greenhouse, small, a lot of small greenhouse. So climb on
One of the greenhouse.
one of the small ones. Yeah. But of course, we do everything. We didn't test everything. I taste only one.
Yeah.
So I taste my bayam. Yeah. This bayam was so nice. It grows about 12 to 14 days. You can eat already. So, and I have a special breed of veggie they call pak choy, Korean pak choy. When these two veggies, I don't have carrot. I only do this normal veggie. But when you go and pluck the pak choy, it breaks. See? So nice, it's crunchy, it breaks. And then the bayam, you can twist like that. It's very beautiful.
From the structured water.
From the water. I don't know what water is it. I know that because it's oxygen, it keeps out no insects. But at first, no insects. Okay? It's not because whether there are oxygen or not. I know there's no more insects.
So even with that water, there's no longer insects.
No insect because it's in the greenhouse now.
Right.
So
nothing got to do with water. Because it's in the greenhouse, that's why it's no insects.
To me, I know it's the water got oxygen.
Right.
I don't know what else is the water.
So meaning that you just change one element which is structured water,
Yes.
and then the whole entire vegetation just changed.
It's changed. Yeah.
And it's a very high content of water, and the freshness of the water is freshness of the veggie is different.
It grows faster.
Oh.
The plant grows faster.
How fast?
Shorter time. You see, like bayam, you take about 18 days.
Okay, bayam.
It's shortened to 13 to 14 days.
So from 18 days, now then between 12 days you're able to harvest.
Yeah.
Okay.
So timing is very important to us. Yeah. So then I try to do another thing. Is it true that this water helps on the plant about insects? Because there's no insect inside the greenhouse. Yeah. But here I have greenhouse, there is insect inside also.
Right. Okay.
Open up. Eventually, everything turned very nice.
So now you're using that machine to
The system.
structure the entire water system in the whole farm. So you truly believe that because of that machine restructured your water system, that's why giving you plants that is very natural as being in the rainforest.
Yeah, that is only for
Right.
agriculture.
Right.
Yeah. They are life in the water. They are,
So from dead water, they restructured and become live water.
but I don't believe.
Right.
Okay? Of course, water is alive,
Yes,
really?
yes,
We got
correct.
water, dead
Yes,
water.
correct, yeah.
Then he explained to me, you know, when the government put in the water, it comes the river.
Correct.
And then it goes to the dam. From dam, it goes to the filtration. From the filter, it goes to the pipe. And then quite a lot of angle here and there, the stiffness of the water traveling.
Okay.
It's like computer, stiffness. And then go to your house, you do it again, filtering. So the water has been touched too many times.
Correct.
They lost its memories.
Okay, so from the river, it has very good memories, and then go through so different structured, and then become
They
lost-
memorize their own structure.
Right.
Yeah.
No longer the natural way.
No more. So we call it destruct water.
Okay.
You don't call it dead water. You call it destruct
Destruct
water.
water.
The molecules of the water is already, they don't know who are there. They only know
Alright.
is water.
All right.
So that's what explained to me. You know, when the water is alive, it gives you power.
Correct.
And it will change your taste. I try to learn about what value is it. But I learned one thing is when my wife is sick. We talk about negative feeling. And that's how it helped my wife during the time when she's under the
Treatment.
treatment. So I was taught by an old doctor, Chinese doctor in Taiwan. If you don't have money, you still have to go through the 13. You ask your wife, you have beach, you have forest in the place, yes. walk the beach. In the morning, before the morning.
Walk along the beach.
Before the sunrise, walk the beach 1 hour. And then before the sunset, walk the beach. Normal day, go and walk into under there like this. Under the tree.
Under the tree.
Do your exercise under the tree, not outside.
Right.
So what is the purpose? That is to get the foods. So what is foods? So I studied it.
Ions, is it?
Negative ions.
Getting the negative ions
Negative
from the environment.
ions from the environment. You improve your body to grounding. To grounding. You must ground yourself so that you set the negative ions. But you don't really know what happens, why we need negative ions to improve us. But we feel the good, then very easy, no stress.
Right.
Just like what we are doing this air. Actually, it's negative ions. So that's how I keep my all these years until I opened 4 years later. I make use of water. I learn from water. And why is it water? It's memory. What creates memory?
Right.
It's all frequency. It's all vortex and frequency. Because we are human cells. We are live on frequency.
Right.
We interact with each other, it's frequency. So water has a memory and water is a conductor. So from there I learned about negative ions first. Then I learned about positive ions. Where do this, you got negative, they must have positive. So where do these positive ions
go?
Help occurs in the air. How are they, why are they there? Look at this. These are all negative ions because our water is negative hydrogen ions. So whatever coming out, these ions will go everywhere. By the push, if you look for the positive ions in the air. So these two ions, it will mix together to give you power. So this will travel very fast. Even you don't see it, it travels. So it will attract the positive ions together. It's like a magnet. So it will keep on multiplying. Waterfall creates 24 hours negative ions.
Right.
Because why? When a waterfall, the water comes down from the waterfall, actually it spins.
Yeah, the speed. Yes.
It spins. It's very fine. When it spins, it collects positive ions in the air.
Right.
So it gives you a strong negative hydrogen ion in the air to clean up the air. So that is why negative ion is good.
But if when it's very near to nature, they collect the memories around nature.
And then you see the swim always like this one.
The swim is
They don't go like this one.
Correct.
Go like this. So they are creating the ions. Talking to the air. That's why a forest is very
high content of
high
negative ions.
High ions. Plus and minus. So that's why inside deep in the jungle, you don't find insects. It will neutralize all your negative ions, the positive frequency,
So,
the radioactive.
which means that structured water is trying to emulate itself like nature. Like you are going back in the rainforest where there is no pollution at all. Correct. So which means that when you say your farm is nature farming, which means that you're trying to emulate the ecosystem of the forest using structured water.
You see, first thing what you do is environment. How you get a good environment, and then you have good water, then you have good food. Environment
Because
decide.
good water will produce good food.
Environment is number one to give you what you are, because you cannot change that. If you're in a jungle, you have a jungle. You're in a city, a city. Different air, different pollution, different things. Water, you also cannot choose. You can only choose what you have in where you are. But what happens if you are in the jungle, you have only jungle water. So even now, there are proof that people in the kampong, they live longer than us. They are more healthy than us. Why? Because of the environment. And then the water.
What if those farming in the rural area where they live along the river and they use pumping of the river water into their plantation, into farming, that actually will be more productive compared to, you know, people talk about fertilizer. I mean using fertilizers and whatnot.
So I'll give you an example.
Uh,
Like if in after Yak,
yes.
the one
Eco
in
farm.
Penang,
Yeah.
where his fish,
Yes.
you know, his new fish farm.
Okay.
What he uses is upstream water, non-stop coming in.
Okay.
So you see the fish is very nice. The fish is no this taste,
Right.
and they are strong. Even tilapia, they are very strong because of water. You move, but if the water is in a dead,
Stagnant.
it's stagnant, it's changed. It
Right.
changes character because it memorizes that character.
Right.
Okay? So that like our water, you have to drink
You need
from
to
the tap.
create that movement in there.
Yeah, frequency.
That frequency.
And vortex. You need a vortex.
Right.
You need vortex to make it alive. Like people, I got current in my life. Yeah? Our heart beat by current, electricity. Right? So we are alive. Yeah? So we need vortex. Energy.
Vortex is energy.
Of course,
Vortex
you
is
see
energy.
the car alternator,
Yeah.
it goes, it gives you what? Electricity.
Okay.
That's the
Right.
energy. You need, that's why you want to do exercise. You want to bring up your body energy. Yeah? So it's only when you talk about water, water is a very good source, a good conductor, and it has memory to memorize what you teach it. Okay? So, and then also, everything is a living cell. They communicate among each other. Even the H2O, H and O. Between H and O is hydrogen and oxygen. Yeah? Why this water can stop you? Because it gives you power. Okay? The most important in our life is power. And then when you want to other things, you have to get from food. The real energy comes from food, not from water. Okay?
But if the plant is being given good water, which means that when you consume the vegetables from there, it gives you that power. Am I right? Because the environment is,
You see, this plant, they can go very well here, is because of the water. Okay? So if we use the normal water to give them, of course that one got memory also,
Right.
but it's only different type of memory. The plant cannot recognize it. So when this plant with this water in, even though it's from the news, there is a power there inside. There is they create a frequency among each other. They interact. Plant interact among each other. So you see insects, if they want to attack you, the first thing they do is sense. They whether can sense you or not. Because they have eye, they cannot see.
Right.
Okay? So they can throw 3,000 of mice also, they can sense got food here. It's sensing. So if there is a frequency aura, we call it aura, over there, it block the sensing. Okay? So that's why I talk about frequency. Because you can pour a plant that is already under this water. But a plant under tap water, it won't work.
Right.
Okay? Because you don't have the right frequency in the water to give this plant the right frequency.
But the whole entire farm over here is actually fed by the structured water that you talk about, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
You know our planet, our Earth move 24 hours consistently. Okay? No fast, no slow. And then by moving this, they create a magnetic field like this. So where do all this come from? It's from one of the mineral inside the ground. When it is already created, the world cannot stop already. Like a magnet ball. Huge. So why is it consistent? Because it moves by a frequency of 432 hertz.
432 hertz.
That's 432 hertz. So it moves. In the jungle, you can find 25% oxygen and only 2% hydrogen.
Right.
But in our daily life, we have less oxygen, less hydrogen, but we have more free radicals, all polluted.
So in the rainforest, it's 25%. So
Ah.
if we are not in the rainforest, we're gonna have.
No, less.
Okay.
Structured water is good. Why? We have already tested. When you drink structured water, there is electricity there in the
There's
water.
electricity.
There's power,
Power.
in the water. And it memorizes the power of different the right frequency. It fluctuates your blood cell.
Right.
It goes faster, and your heart don't need to work so hard. Because the blood is softer. Actually, structured water is soft water. If your water dense is 75, it will come to 30 something.
Right. So can I simply say that actually water, not all water has life. Only structured water has life. So why in the ancient days water has life? Because there's no pollution, it's very natural, it's back in the forest, so that's why they have this kind of energy.
You are not.
right?
They are not destructive.
They are not destructed yet. So then how this structured water can come in to help with farming, because then the vegetables are actually getting good oxygen.
In the jungle, the tree keep on climbing for what?
Sunlight. Yeah.
Sunlight. So what is in our universe? We have 12 hours oxygen, and we have 12 hours carbon dioxide. Correct? Actually 10 hours, because 1 hour is negative ion.
Okay.
So these 10 hours of oxygen they give out from the tree. What do they take in? Carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
They take in the carbon dioxide to give us oxygen. So when they give us oxygen, they go to the toilet also.
Okay.
From the root,
Yes.
they put out the carbonic acid.
Okay.
Through the plant, it go out carbonic acid, the waste.
Right. So the waste forms the mineral.
The waste, no, the waste give a carbonic acid.
Okay.
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 Now, in natural science, mineral come from where? Mineral come from when the rainfall or the air, the plant take in the water. It goes to the plant. If the rainfall, it goes to the soil. So this water from the plant, they have strong oxygen, H2O. So when they are fine, if they're not polluted, they are like our water. They penetrate to the soil and give it to the plant. The plant bring in this water through the carbonic acid with high oxygen. So the oxygen and carbonic acid equivalent to mineral.
Okay. So
So
that's why I said the structured water actually brings in more oxygen to the plants. That's why your plant is plant in a natural way that you don't need fertilizer. Right.
because actually, who
And-
fertilize the forest?
Right.
Nobody fertilize the forest. How
And,
come the
and
people?
also less insects, right?
Yeah, because when the plant is strong, insect cannot sense it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee, for sharing with us the benefits of water in agriculture and at the same time how.
For me, the conclusion is the benefits of water can be found in many different water treatments at the start. This is only some that I've shared with you. The benefits include having the power to ground a person. And 2, it relieves aches and pains from the body. Thirdly, it enhances physical movement and joint mobility. And then second part of my sharing in farming, Mr. Lee mentioned that using structured water in farming can 1. Shorter harvesting time, 2. Less pests, 3. Healthier plants. So how you and me can preserve water in today's world? Just sharing a few tips that is so easy for us to practice in our daily life. And with that, I hope we together can preserve water. Number 1 is turn off the taps. Don't let your water consumption run out of control. You may save 6 liters of water a minute by turning off your tap while you brush your teeth. Fix leaky taps too, and stop what could be 60 liters of water going straight down down the drain every week. Do not leave the water running when you're shampooing your hair. I am guilty of that too. Switching to an efficient shower head will allow you to lather up with less water, which means you'll save water and even cut your bills. 2. Save up your dirty clothes. Washing a full machine load of clothes using less water and energy than 2 half loads. This means lower bills as well. Time your gardening. Water outdoor plants early in the morning or at the end of the day to stop water immediately evaporating in sunlight and heat. Water the soil so that the liquid goes straight down to the roots where it's needed. Now this is one of my best. Catch rainwater. Catch rainwater and use them to wash your car or water your plants. And the 5th one, steam your veggies. Steam your fruit to cut water usage and it may also retain more of the natural nutrients in food. If you do boil, try using leftover water as a tasty stock for soups and let it cool and use it to water plants again. The above are several ideas that you and me can do to preserve water. If there is magic on this planet, it is contained in water. Let us all together preserve water for a better environment.
Down, twist. One more. One more. Twist. Right down. Up. Down. Front. Yes. Alright, okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on. Come on, get it. All right.
Thank you, Alicia. I think you all will be agree with me that water is the soul of our life. She has taught us so much about water. And for that, I think we all now have to know how to respect and appreciate more of our water and not to waste them like what we normally do now. So again, I would like to thank you, Alicia, and thank you all of you enjoying this water talk. And going forward, that you will help us all to make sure that our water will be enough for our next generation. Okay, the next topic, it is quite funny actually because the topic is actually going to be brought by myself, none other than me alone. So yes, it is a representative of the product that you are, like I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to get away from plastic uses. So I'm going to share with you about saying no to the plastic bottle. So one of the Global Wellness Day manifests that we say no to plastic bottles. So I would like to share and elaborate this topic, and then later on I would like to give you a little bit of substitute of if you are trying to stay away from plastic, what can you use in your day-to-day life? So if this topic is some of your interest, So stick with me for the next half an hour, and you will know how interesting it is that we actually can easily begin our journey of saying no to plastic world, which is making us looking back and feeling worried about our future health and generations of living life in the sea, in the river, and also for the people that live in the general world as a whole, because plastic done such bad damage to our environment. So yes, it is Ayu from Cemara Ayu again, come and share with you about the eco-friendly world.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, this is Ayu. I'm from Cemara Ayu Sendirian Berhad. Today is a very special occasion. We are going to celebrate the Global Wellness Day of the world. So Cemara Ayu is participating because we are in love with the Global Wellness Day's 7 manifest. So happen that we are in a line with their product and we are in a line with their motto. So that's what exactly we are going to deliver to all of you today, which is one of the most very interesting topic and is very, very dear to my heart, is do not use plastic bottle. Or we are going to prolong it a little bit more, and we are going to go to the substitute of this plastic bottle product basically. So we are going to talk to you about what is plastic, how bad plastic can be to you, and what can we do to avoid us using so much of plastic, not just to help us, our health, and it's also to help our environment. So stick with me until the end because today is very, very interesting. Now, let's go deep a little bit about plastic. What is it plastic actually do to all of us? Why is it plastic is not so good? I'm going to see this plastic from 2 different angles. Angle number 1 is what plastic do to human health. Angle number 2 is what plastic do to our environment. Unfortunately, plastic is so much still being used in a country that are still developed. So modern country, they already go far, they are already so much reducing the uses of their plastic. But us in a developed country, we still depend our life so much with the plastic, yeah, especially plastic bottles. Yeah, so we are trying to help you out there to see what can we do. Yeah, because I, for example, myself, I have managed to clear myself for a year now since I joined Global Wellness Day. I have do a clear plastic from our house, and also day to day I have not been using plastic bottle. So something that actually I must say I'm proud about, and something that I achieved in a year. So I'm sure all of you out there can do the same like what I did, because it's not really, really hard. It's very, very easy. Happy to say that I would like to take you to get to know a little bit more of what damage that plastic do to your health. We will actually go back and see what are the studies that have already been done for plastic. Yeah, I've seen one of these toxicologist professor. His name is Professor Dick, if I'm not mistaken, Fatak. Yeah. So he did study what plastic do to human health. So eventually, plastic can actually affect your hormone growth. Yeah. Plastic can also cause autism. So plastic can also influence your fertility. I think all of us does not want that to happen with our health. So therefore, as much as we can, I understand that plastic is very, very easy to use, convenient, cheap, and everybody would actually agree with me that anytime you need it, it's there and it's help you in your day-to-day. But would you risk your health because of this plastic? I would say no. Yeah, because honestly speaking, it doesn't take a lot. It takes just a very simple act for you to be able to stay away from whatever that you use too much in terms of plastic. Let's talk about the 7 manifest of Global Wellness Day, which is one of it says that do not use plastic bottle. Yeah, every day humans are using so much of plastic bottle, be it when you are suddenly in the middle of nowhere feeling like thirsty, you're just going to go and buy a bottle of plastic water, and then, or you are bringing a plastic bottle with you. So those are the things that we should try to avoid in our life. For example, when you go to the office, you should not anymore thinking of buying a bottle of water by the roadside. But what you can do is actually bring a bottle of water in a recycled bottle from home, which that's what I'm doing. I have this bottle with me, and it has already becoming my very loyal companion. Every day, this bottle of water is with me in my bag always. I think by having this bottle with me, I have already rescued myself from, if not millions of bottles of water by now, because normally in a day I will take 3 bottles of water. So if it is in a year, so you can count 3 times 365, that equivalent to 1,000 bottle of water, which I already saved. Yeah. And then plastic container, which we buy our food in plastic container, and then we buy our grocery in plastic bag, can also be replaced. Now I've seen a lot of people out there, when they go shopping, they're bringing tiffin. Yeah. So this is my version of tiffin that is actually going back in time. I go back to my memory lane when I was a child. Mom used to put food in this container when I go to school. So when I saw this, I was so happy, and I bought this. And since then, I have saved lots and lots of myself using the plastic container for food, because this is what I pack my food in when I go to the office. Now, I just found something more interesting of this tipping. Rather than using this, you can also have another alternative, which you will be agree with me to say that this is much more beautiful. So these are the current tipping that I'm actually in love with and using. This is made out of rotan or some kind of ruth, and you can find it in Indonesia. So these are something that you can use as a substitute of the uses of the plastic instead of bringing them everywhere you go. But this is an item that you can bring now, and you don't have to worry about bringing plastic Tupperware anymore. So when you go to a food stall or restaurant, and if you want to take away your food, and ask them to put it inside here. So that's something that you do, and you already save yourself from using plastic. And that is very small act of kindness to our earth and kindness to ourselves, because of health related and environment related. Since I joined this Global Wellness Day with their journey a year ago, I started to do further research about people around the globe that are doing something related to uses or cleaning the earth from plastic, or research of the uses of the plastic, of how dangerous the plastic is. And I come across a few places, for example, like my hometown, Bali. They started this movement of no plastic to the temple, because in the past, people are using so much of plastic to wrap their offering, to wrap their clothes that they wanted to go to the temple, and the flower that they bring to the temple. So now what the local people do is actually they do a fine for those that bringing plastic bag in their to use to wrap their flower. So instead, they encourage the people in Bali to bring a wooden tray or a rattan tray or a tray made out of bamboo to bring the offering or to put their flower when they are going to the temple. Now, talking about plastic and health, we also can go a little bit further. We can talk about plastic and environment. What has plastic done to our environment? In a developed country, unfortunately, we've seen our river, we've seen our ocean covered by plastic rubbish. And that actually hurt ourselves so badly. Because plastic, when it goes into our soil, it could attract microorganism, yeah, pathogen, for example. This could actually jeopardize your health. A further study also says that plastic can also cause hormone cancer. hormone-related cancer. So it's not just ruin your environment. Plastic also very much badly affect our health. So why do we still using plastic? Yeah. I talked earlier about the uses of plastic bottle. What about the uses of plastic straw, for example? And another one that is so much used by humans is plastic bag. Yeah. What can we do to avoid the uses of straw made of plastic and bag made of plastic? The very simple theory, actually, there's a lot we all can do to avoid uses of plastic straw, to avoid uses of plastic bag. I give you one example. Yeah, we are quite proud with our product. This is straw. Yeah, this straw is made of bamboo. So you will ask me whether this can be washed. Yes, it can. So this you can reuse. So after you finish using it, you using it again and you wash it. Yeah. So this is a straw that when you use or after you use, if you feel like you do not want to use it anymore, maybe after using it a while, it leak. Yeah, you can just throw it into the soil. Yeah, it will not cause any harm to our environment because it made out of bamboo itself. Because bamboo is biodegradable. When you throw, it become compost. So instead of ruin the environment, bamboo will actually create compost, which is give food to the soil and make the soil better in a way. Yeah. So this is one of a very simple example of how what you can do to replace the plastic straw, which is used by gazillion all over the world. But some countries are already now banned the uses of the plastic straw in their country. But many poor countries still depending so much of the uses of plastic straw. Yeah, hopefully sooner people will start to realize what is actually do and to your health and also do to your environment and started to go away from the uses of the plastic straw. Now, the next plastic equipment that we use a lot in our life is plastic bag. You might want to ask yourself, can I use a different sort of bag going to shop or for a shopping instead of using plastic bag? Of course. Like I mentioned to you in my earlier presentation, that I have been a year now free from the uses of plastic bag. I am no longer going to a supermarket and asking for plastic bag from the cashier. I bring my recycle bag. Yeah, I bring that woven bag, and it's always in my car. So this bag is actually rescue me with throwing so many plastic bag, because anytime the bag, the woven bag or the recycle bag is in the car. So as and when I felt that I needed to go for shopping, I will grab one or two, and I'm covered. So that way I don't have to go back home and use a plastic bag. I used to also one of the person that guilty using a lot of plastic bag, but as I learned how bad plastic can be to your environment and can be to your health, I make a commitment to myself that I will no longer using plastic. Yeah, not 100%, but I'm proud to say that I'm 90% already there. And if you want to have a little bit more of fancy equipment to replace your plastic bag, we do have the solution for you. So if you feel a little bit more fancy, and instead of using woven recycle bag to replace your plastic bag, these are a fantastic alternative. The ladies love it. This is shopping tote bag made out of bamboo. And it's because it has a very solid, strong leather string. You can actually put so many stuff inside, and so you can carry them on your shoulder, so you don't have to worry of thinking that this is heavy, I can't carry home. So this could be a very nice alternative as well. So not just talking about using the woven, there are a lot more of equipment out there that you can use for as a replacement of your plastic bag. This rattan basket, for example, or rattan and bamboo basket, for example, is also one of a very wonderful and beautiful alternative. It will make you look so fancy. Nowadays, a lot of people love to go back in time, because these are the equipment that used by our great-grandparents in the past. They use this a lot when they're going to market, traditional market. They'll fill this basket with so many stuff like food, vegetables, fruit. Also, when they go and buy themselves takeaway stuff, they will actually bring it home, or sometimes they will put it behind in their bicycle. I love the way of living in the past, because people are using bicycle, People are using traditional basket when going to market, and they bring their stuff in this basket. Even like when you buy rice or you buy food in the past, it's actually wrapped in banana leaf. So I wish that we can go back time again, but we are so comfortable already with the plastic. So that's why now slowly we should be able to think of what are the alternative that we can actually use instead of using plastic. It might not be as convenient, but I'm sure if it is good for our health and if it is good for our environment, it's worth considering. So those are the things that I'm actually would like to take you today and bring you today to a journey that a slow move to avoid or start going further and avoiding the uses of plastic. So this is like if you have not started, this is the day that you should start. So June 12th, 2021, when Global Wellness Day is celebrating their day. So everybody in the world will be actually celebrating this day. So we should start a journey with something that will help us with our well-being or with our wellness day to day, not just us, it's the people around us as well. So we think about our environment, we think about our health, and we will start the journey by avoiding as much as possible the uses of plastic by using an alternative of item that are more eco-friendly, that is not going to make our environment cry because we are throwing it and creating toxin into the area that where we live. So that's what I'm actually trying to bring to you today, and wanting to make sure that this is something that is good. Yeah, people said good thing is has to be shared. So we are sharing to you of items that you can use for to substitute the plastic that you are currently using in your household. So yes, it is possible, but it has to be a baby step. You have to take that baby step, and you have to be able to sacrifice certain things, because when you start something new, it will not be as easy. So once you get into that lifestyle, like me, for example, now, I felt it's no more a must for me to do. It's something like a routine. So I know for the fact that when I wanted to go to a market, that I will grab my recycle bag. I know for the fact when I go to work, I will grab my bottle. So I will refill my bottle with water, so that I don't have to worry that when I'm on the road that I needed to buy the bottles of water. So I know for the fact that I can bring this straw everywhere I go, put it in my bag, so that I can avoid the uses of the plastic straw. So as simple as a journey that you have to begin is something that you does not have to worry that this is going to cost you money. In fact, you only need to buy one, and you can reuse them and reuse them until you can't use them anymore. So I'm sure that is something that everybody would look forward to do. Next, I would like to share with you. This is something that I myself love doing. It's actually my hobby that I turn it into business. I started to see all those eco-friendly or green eco house equipment in Bali, Indonesia, being used in the hotel. And I thought to myself, this is something that will change the world in the future. So I deep down and got into this business doing some eco-friendly equipment. So we have designed quite a number of products. So these are the substitute of the plastic equipment, if you like, which actually going to be not just change your way of looking at how plastic can be removed from your day-to-day life, and also how can you feel of the uses of this thing make you feel like you are much more closer to the nature. Behind me are an array of products that created only by using the item, that when you are no longer using it, you can throw it back to the earth and it will not cause any harm to our nature. So all are made out of bamboo, rattan, thick wood. Some of them are made out of clay. So this clay is basically a very fine made way of mud that is been burned and is used into certain equipment. I grew up with that clay actually. This is what our cooking equipment in the past, our drinking, our plate made out of clay, our glass made out of clay. So I'm actually going to show to you how it looked like. So because now I'm using this jug clay for my drinking water. beside of it very eco-friendly, and it's also created the earthy taste to our drinking water every day. So what I normally do, I will pour the boil water or mineral water in the evening, and in the morning I will drink the water. So you have that earth taste in that water, which make it very special, like a fusion water. Only that this time is fused by the taste of clay or the taste of the soil. It make it very interesting. So that are something that actually that is something that actually quite different in terms of using plastic bottle or plastic jug. You can use jug made out of clay, which is actually very economic when it comes to price. And this another thing is that I like about it, encourage the artists or the craft people to continue producing this item, because it is almost vanished, almost stop, because in the past, after the plastic take over, after the world of plastic take over, all those people that creating craft out of clay are losing their job. So they're losing their livelihood. So I, as a person that actually deeply involved with the craft in Indonesia, and I would like to encourage the continuation of this product being used by the people in the world, to allow these craft people continue with their life and still have their job. So one of the example here, this one is actually widely used in the past when I was 7-8 years old. These are the only equipment that we have in the house: our plate, our glass, our frying pan, our pot, everything is made of this clay, and it's all handmade. So I still remember how my mother used to teach me how to make one of them. And when the plastic come up over to the world, the people losing their job. So now, with this understanding about how bad plastic do to your health and to our environment, it take me a great pleasure to bring this item back and introduce them back to you, and helping out those people that producing this product, make a win and win situation. So they are continue on with their life, us also continue on with our healthy life. So this clay can make the water taste different if you allow it a little time when the water inside of this clay, this pot. So don't immediately drink it. Allow some time for the clay to fuse the water, and then you will have that cold earth tasting water, which I love so much. My family love it, so I'm sure you all will love it too. So this is one of the things that it can be replaced. It can replace your plastic jug in your house. There are a lot more of items that you can use to replace the plastic equipment in your house. Even as simple as this picnic basket. Yes, rather than bringing a plastic bag when you're wanting to go for a picnic, you can use this beautiful handcrafted bamboo basket. I'm sure you will be agree with me. It has that very unique character of bamboo, and then you craft it and make it into a lovely bag. And I think you will feel so proud of holding this in public and bringing it to a picnic, or even if you are going to an office, for example, if you have a few more people that you want to share your food with. For example, if one day I wanted to cook for my staff, this would be actually a nice bag that I can keep a few more of food inside. So something like this. And this is something that you can use to replace a plate. This one is actually come with a cover. You might ask me a question, but that is very see-through. So because it woven by hand. So when you are using this to eat or as a plate, what you can actually do is by putting banana leaf on top. So not only banana leaf will actually add in flavor to your food, and it also will protect this bamboo tray from it could be the gravy or the sauce of everything that's sticking into it, so you don't have to wash it. Then the banana leaf will actually hold all those. So what I said is that despite of thinking like, there is plastic is easy to use and design is so many I can choose, but bamboo, you can also create a numerous number of design of crafted equipment that you can use if you are starting your journey on an eco-friendly alternative household equipment. I can guarantee you, not only just a tray, you can design so many other items, everything that your heart desire, made out of bamboo, made out of rattan, made out of wood, which will give you so much more of satisfaction, because you know when you are no longer needing this item will not do any harm to both your health as well as your environment. Story about the uses of the plastic has created a number of heroes all over the world. I'll give you one example in my hometown, where we known to be one of the world worst uses of plastic bag, Bali, Indonesia. So we have this very touching story of these two teenagers, Melati and Isabel. They are the one who created a very astonishing association that are now known worldwide of fighting over the trying to stop the uses of this plastic bag in the island. So she started this movement when both of them were aged 10 and 12. It was quite a remarkable story, and two young girls live in a very beautiful island. Her love of the island has made her move toward the cleaning of the island from the uses of the plastic bag. So I would like to share with you later in my screen a story about the two young girls and of their journey and their fight toward this stopping the uses of the plastic bag in Bali, Indonesia. And a lot more of heroes emerge around the world, like in India, in China. So there are people that are now aware and then create this awareness about how trying to reduce the uses of the plastic equipment, plastic bag, plastic bottle, plastic straws all around the world. So I think in this opportunity, in this wonderful time and wonderful occasion, I would like to invite you all to start your journey with us with Global Wellness Day to say no to plastic. We know plastic is not good for our health. We know plastic is not good for our environment. Even in the smallest move of ourselves, starting from our humble home, I think everybody will contribute in that smaller way, make the world change of the way they look at the plastic industry. Yeah. The movement next is actually, we can always refer to our old lifestyle before the plastic world was founded. Yeah, in the past, I still recall I got introduced to the plastic. I think I was 7 or 8 years old. So before that, I lived life in a way very, very different. Maybe some of you experience this beautiful experience as well, because most of us X generation or earlier than X generation was living a life that everything was very much using the what the world or what the natural provide us to use. So we don't really born like the Z generation or Y generation born with plastic around them. So they might have a little bit of challenge of trying to stay away from plastic. But I believe with more awareness of everybody in the world trying to show that empathy and sympathy of avoiding the uses of the plastic, one day in the future, we all will achieve the goal that plastic will no longer be a part of our life. I hope that will be something that we all take pride of and continue doing it. Doesn't matter really from one piece of plastic bag, one piece of bottle, one piece of straw, it will contribute into the whole world. So that's how big your small contribution to the world when it comes to saying no to the plastic world. To sum up, when you wanted to say no to plastic, it is not difficult at all. when you wanted to start your journey with eco-friendly or green eco equipment, it's also not hard at all, because somehow or other the green eco thing is not just giving you the much healthier choice in life, and it's also creating something new in your kitchen or in your on your table, on your dining table, that will give you so much more satisfaction. Because if you decided to choose all those crafted items, the item will beautify your setup and your kitchen equipment, and at the same time give you a much more healthier choice. So I will give one example of a array of item that made of teak wood, which are, this one is we use it for plate. It come in a different sizes. So you have smaller, bigger. The biggest is 40 centimeters diameter. So you can imagine how big that is, and actually can fill you can fill it with so much of food on it. And we also have a set of spoon, fork, knife. This is the salad spoon. We also have frying pan. We also have salad bowl, and there is glass made out of teak wood. And my coffee cup, my favorite things in the morning, is also made out of teak wood. So this is a saucer and a coffee cup, just perfect and nice for my latte every morning. And well, in Asia, we can't cook without this martyr. So we also created this martyr made out of teak wood. So you can make your sauce and everything that your heart desire without worrying of uses of the plastic. You can use this teak wood. Another one is actually those that are noodle lover. You don't have to also worry. We think about you as well. So this teak wood bowl is actually a bowl for noodle, ramen and gravy noodles. So come with a chopstick together. So that's the kind of thing, just as an example, that if you wish to start your journey of saying no to plastic and starting your journey in an eco-friendly or green eco equipment, these are the kind of thing that you actually can use in your day-to-day life. Like I mentioned much earlier, you can choose to use the straw made out of bamboo or straw made out of paper. Some people use the straw made out of metal, which it depends on your hard choices, but there are plenty of choices that are not made out of plastic. So bottles, I mentioned of the uses of the recycled bottle, and then the clay jug, and you have all these picnic basket, beautiful picnic basket, the food container when you want to go to buy your food in a restaurant or cafe to take home with you, so you don't have to bring the plastic container. These are the container that you can bring when you start your journey in an eco-friendly environment. So like people say, the sky is the limit. So what you need is a step to begin with. So I think this June 12, 2021 is a date that you can choose to start your journey if you are no longer if you're not yet becoming the no plastic community. So I would encourage that you are joining us and start your journey together with us, and make yourself feel happy, satisfied that you have done a small contribution to the earth of trying to stay away from the uses of plastic. So there is no way of saying no, but when your heart wanting to do, everything is possible. So now the conclusion is, join me to say no to plastic, and let's celebrate this Global Wellness Day together. Happy Global Wellness Day.
Now, I hope you enjoyed that no plastic talk earlier today, and starting your journey with saying no to plastic and not using any more plastic bags, not using any more plastic straw, and not using any more plastic bottles. Okay, the next topic, which is actually the key topic for this whole celebration, which is something that related to our mental health. This topic will be brought to you by my dearest friend, Datin Dok Teng. She actually is an entrepreneur and she has won a lot of entrepreneurship awards. She's currently run the Green Wellness Sendirian Berhad company that's selling products only related to wellness industry. So I would like to welcome Datin Dok Teng with her topic, mental resilience at any time for everyone.
Hello, everybody. Happy Global Wellness Day on this June 12, 2021. My name is Dorf Peng. I'm the founder and managing director of Green Wellness Malaysia. When we first started 9 years ago, we had only one very simple objective. That is to make sure that all the products sold by Green Wellness Malaysia are non-toxic and healthy. In other words, they has to be good and safe that can help fuel and help build the physical well-being for anybody, from baby to everyone in the entire family. This simple objective then formed our company name, Green Wellness, which means toxic-free and a pursuit of activities, choices, and lifestyle that leads to the state of holistic health. This is why we are very proud to be part of the Global Wellness Day this year and can't wait to share with you more on our topic, mental resilience for anyone at any time. And because mental wellness recognizes the integrated and holistic nature of our health and well-being. The condition of our mind affects the body, and likewise, the body affects our mindset. In good times and in bad times, we need to build the mental strength, face and overcome any problem and challenges, big or small, and not to suffer in silence, but to make a very conscious effort and also to work and strive towards a beautiful tomorrow. To have a more meaningful discussion on this mental strength in our topic, I think there's really no better way to have a chat with someone that has been there, done that, and through a real test on the willpower, yet excel and emerge as an outstanding inspiration to anyone else. And today, I'm very, very happy and very excited to be introducing my special guest, the pride of Malaysia, the first Malaysian figure skater to qualify for the Winter Olympic in year 2018. He was also the first Malaysian to qualify for the 4 Continents Figure Skating Championships, the first Malaysian to qualify for the Junior World Championship and World Figure Skating Championship, the winner of Inspiring Young Leader Award 2019, and also our SEA Games gold medalist for the year 2017 and 2019. So ladies and gentlemen, dialing in all the way from Canada, please help me welcome Mr. Julian Yee. Hi Julian.
Hi Dorf.
How are you?
Hi, Dorf.
So good to see
I'm
you.
good. You too as well. Thank you for all the kind words.
It's really, really good to have you here. I know it's like 12 hours apart. We are like 12 hours
Yeah,
apart. So it's a morning
it
for
is.
us and it's nighttime for you. It could be like midnight for you. So I'm so grateful for allocating this time for us.
Thank you. No, thank you very much for having me.
Well, looking at you, this very young man, but you have actually achieved so much, and just 24 years old. I hope it's okay to review your age.
Yeah, that's
Because
fine. That's fine. Have to be proud of it.
yes, that's why I'm very, very curious. How did it all happen? You know, when was there like any special event that got you started in the first place?
Wow. So in terms of my skating career, it dates back 20 years ago. I started figure skating at the age of 4, not by choice, because I had no clue what I was doing. Right, my mother was the one who brought me to the ice ring. We started it as like a family activity, and then before I knew it, I started with competitions already. And a few years down the line, I decided to keep going and pursue this figure skating sport as a competitive career, and tried to make a career out of it. And it was actually not when I was too young, and by that I meant like 4, 5, or 6 years old. I think the turning point for me to decide when I wanted to really go with this was probably when I was maybe 12, 13 years old, thereabouts, where I competed one day at a big international competition in Asia, and I realized how much I lagged behind the rest of the world in skating, and that made me want to push myself and see how far I can go, and put up a competition, at least some sort of a fight with my competitors instead of always coming last.
So you actually
Yeah.
started skating at 4 and started competing at 5. Wow, at
Yes.
that tender age. But then to prepare for competition, was that like a serious stuff, or it was just recreational for you at that time, at that young age?
I think definitely at that age it was just for fun. Like every other child out there, they just want to have fun, play with friends and all that. So when I competed at 5, it was merely just for the fun of it, to join the rest of the skaters who are competing so that you're not left out. And pretty much my early years in skating was very much like that, just mostly for the fun of it, for the experience and all that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So even at that age, there's still some kind of peer pressure, yeah? Because you don't want to be left out.
You kind of want to always join in with your friends and not feel left out. So there's always that small little bit there.
Right. But even though it's like recreational, it's for fun, you still have to prepare for the competition. It's the real stuff, right? They're still grading you. They're still marking your every move. So in order to prepare for the competition, how do you prepare? How do you train? Do you train like long hours a day?
I think when I was younger at those recreational competitions, no doubt, like you mentioned, it's recreational. It's still a competition in the end of the day. There's always a winner and someone who unfortunately has to be the person who comes last. So everybody strives to be the best. And that's where it separates those who really want it and those who just want to have fun and just, okay, if I lose, that's fine. So in that sense, the more effort you put in, the results will show a little bit more. But for me at that point of time, it wasn't too long hours of training, especially at the very start. It was just maybe two times, 3 times a week of skating. Each time maybe an hour, 2 hours at max.
Right.
And then as the years went by, it got more and more and more and more.
Ah, right. Okay. So it was like, because even from 5 to 12 years old, it's still many years in between. So those were the days that you actually take part in recreational competition before you get really serious at 12 years old.
I would say around 12. I mean, like 11, 12, I started joining the national championships in Malaysia and all that. And that's when it started getting a bit more.
Right.
But like I said, every year it gets more and more, from once a week to twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. And one time it was every single day of the week of training. Yeah.
Right. And then when like, because in terms of training in Malaysia is not a winter country, right? There's no I think there's no proper facility. I would think, am I right?
Yeah, unfortunately, because we are not as developed as other countries in figure skating, our rings are only in shopping malls, and it's shared with the public, so it's not really per se a training center. But we make do with what we have.
Right. But then in terms of, what do you think is the biggest difference in terms of like Malaysia's facility as opposed to, like, I know you went to like Canada for training at the same time. So what's the biggest difference you think?
I think facility-wise is definitely the ice time that we get. So as I mentioned, the rings back home are in shopping malls, whereas the rings, for example, in Canada are all in training centers.
Right.
So the environment itself of where you train makes a huge difference.
Okay.
Back home, we sometimes have to skate with the public. Here, you have the ice with other skaters only, so it's a little bit easier. Yeah.
Okay. But in terms of like equipments, is there any difference you think?
With skates, I think the good thing about skating, the equipment, all we really need is our skates and our blades. But what are the difference that we do have, for example, in Malaysia as compared to a more developed country, are perhaps the coaching expertise. Because we're not as developed back home in Malaysia, maybe our coaches are not as experienced compared to other countries, but given the fact and situation that we're in, I think our coaches back home also, they do a good job with what we have.
Yeah, with what they have to maximize what we have, right? That's also
Absolutely.
very
Yep, that's
important.
right.
Yeah, and then, but then like all this, there's a lot of limitation. Obviously, along the way, you could have just said, "Now there's nothing that helps me to move forward," and you could have just stopped. Just say, it's not important. Nobody knows that I actually quit at this time. But instead of doing that, you keep moving forward. You keep going and going. What is the drive behind that?
Well, leading up to that, I think, I'm not going to lie, there have been points where I felt like I just want to give up and just, that's it, done. Let's leave this, let's move on. But ultimately, I would come around to the point where, I ask myself, why am I doing this in the first place? Right? There has to be a reason why I decided to go down this path and why I want to pursue it. And once you're clear with the reason why, I think it resets your mind and keeps you going again because you want it for yourself. So there's only one way to do it, and you have to push yourself through it.
Right. And before you actually reach the Olympics stage, what was the reason that kept you going? Because it's really unknown. To be very frank, I think nobody knows where you end up. You're still moving as of today, but how at that time, what was on your mind? What was the thinking that kept you going then?
I felt that throughout my entire journey and career in skating, it pretty much was a lot of baby steps for goals. So I did not set to qualify for the Winter Olympics from the very start. I just wanted to, qualify for 4 continents, qualify for World Championships. And every time I reached a small goal, I set a bigger one.
Right.
And ultimately, it came to the last checkpoint where, Olympics is the next stage.
Right.
It's the next biggest thing that I can aim for. And it came to that in the end.
Right. I think that's fantastic because a lot of us, sometimes we just want to jump and say that I want to achieve something really big. And it's like, I want to dream really big. It's important to dream big, but at the same time, it's the execution that matters, right? It's the baby steps and baby success that keeps you going. I think that would be a very good advice for our viewers and also a lot of young people nowadays. It's important to actually know and try to find out what you like and enjoy at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but then when you were like training and preparing for all this world competition, you were still studying. Did that affect your study in any way?
Not quite, not too bad actually. It was not easy to juggle and balance out, but I'm quite fortunate that since young I had been training and studying, so I kind of had an idea of how to manage my time and prioritize whether studies or skating. So yeah, it pretty much it was not too difficult, manageable I would say, but still not the easiest.
Yeah. So which one is your priority or what's your priority?
It really depends. Everything is time sensitive, right?
Yeah.
There's one thing in life is that we cannot get back, and that's time. So depending on what is due first, for example, let's say if I have an assignment that I have to hand in, I try and get that done before going to the competition. So that once I'm at the competition, I don't have to think about my assignment. I can focus 100% on the competition. So just strategically planning out what you have to do and how you execute it. It really helps. A lot of planning, but it'll pay off.
That's good. Knowing your priority and then do it. That's good.
Yeah.
But then what about your friends? Your time is so limited. You already have time for studying, assignment, probably exam, and then training and competition. Is there much left for friends and your social life? How was that during the teenage time?
It was it was not easy. But again, I'm very lucky to have friends who understand my situation, and they're very supportive as well. So they understand if I'm not able to make certain outings or certain hangouts. But at the same time, if you're able to manage your time properly, there will be some time that you're able to mix with friends and socialize. And ultimately, it's up to you. And there's one thing that I learned that's very important for me, I find, is that sacrifice. There's always a give and take in life. And sometimes we can't have it all. So we just have to choose what we really want more. If you really want to reach your goal and you have to sacrifice a certain thing, that's how it is.
Right,
Yeah.
that's true. That's very, very true. But then, is there any other struggle, apart from what we just talked about? Any other struggle or that's stopping you from like proper training?
I would say the biggest thing probably when I was training back home in Malaysia was just the facilities, perhaps.
Right.
Like I said, I mean, we make do with what we have. We try to make the best out of it. But there comes a certain point of time where if you want to grow further and move up the ladder a bit more, you have to make a decision and see, what is beneficial for you and how you're able to achieve your goal. So, yeah.
Can you give us a little bit more of that? In your goal, I know it's like baby step, but then your goal is just from Malaysia out to the international competition, and then I'll move up to Olympics. And then, is there anything else from there? You think what's next coming for you?
What's next? That's a good question. I ask myself that too sometimes. I think because of the current situation we're all in, with the pandemic and all that, I think a lot of us are struggling in not only in terms of staying home and all that, but just on uncertainty of what we will face. So it's very fluid right now. I feel like the next step for me is to see what I can do with what I've done so far in my journey of skating and how I can share that and give back to the community. Right. So I've been focusing on just trying to share my knowledge and do some coaching as well, and then finishing up my degree. I'm almost done. So that's the next few steps in the near future.
All right, that's great, because I think we want to share with the audience what's the reality like, and even for yourself, the pandemic is there. Then how do you actually plan for your own that's moving forward? Because I'm also curious. I was told as a figure skater, it's actually a very expensive sport, and to produce like an Olympic contestant like yourself, they could be looking at how much what kind of investment would they be looking at? I'm sure a lot of youngsters will be looking up to you and say, I want to be like Julian one day.
There is a huge sacrifice there financially wise. It's not and if you can look up Google and all that, they'll tell you one season can cost up to 5 digits at least.
Wow.
For a proper competition season, because you're looking at competition expenses, flying, training, for your coach and all that. So skating, unfortunately, is not perhaps maybe the most budget-friendly sport. But at the same time, if there are more facilities open and it's more and more people are into the sport, it will help bring it down as well, because then you have the numbers to play around with skaters, right? But looking at at an Olympic level skater, it's not cheap. I would say it can go up to about five digits a year.
Right. But still, you think like Malaysian that's interested in becoming a figure skater, you still encourage them to actually try pursuing that in Malaysia?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the thing about, like, even for myself in my case is that it's not always smooth sailing for us. We had to look for a lot of support and sponsors and all that, and I was very, very lucky and fortunate to have so many people supporting me, and I'm very thankful for that. So even if there is some sort of barrier there's always a way to work around it, and if you don't try, you don't know.
Right.
And what's important, I find, is you can only control what you do, and not what other people do. So you just have to give your best, do what you can control, and that's all.
Okay.
Everything will fall in place.
Right. Because the control we're just going through just now, like you do your part, and then you do your hard work, you train, and then you make sure that you are the best. right? Then
Yeah.
the rest, you try to find a support system, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's right.
Okay, okay. And talking about support system, what kind of support system do you think that's really helping you a lot, the most important to you?
I think having a family that understands and really gives 100% to help you in any way is really important. My family has been great so far, and they've always been there for me, irregardless of what it may be. And like I said earlier, even my friends, the skating community back home, is very, very, very helpful. And I think they want to see, as a nation as well, to put Malaysia on the map of skating. So that's a great thing, and I'm very lucky for that.
Can you tell me more, like, apart from the mental support, is there anything specific thing that touched you the most, or what they did?
There's one thing that got me through this tough part of my journey leading up to the Olympics. Right there, I had to qualify. I had a chance at qualifying it at the World Championships, but unfortunately I missed it by one spot. So that was quite a bummer for me. But again, there was a second opportunity to qualify, and that was in Germany, in Oberstdorf.
Right.
And at that time, there was only 6 spots left for the Olympics, right? And the Olympics, we only take 30 skaters. So during that time, for me, it was the make it or break it moment. Leading up to that was all my training, all the years of skating to that one moment. And whenever I was stressed out or just not feeling it and doubting myself, I always had something I told myself. I feel self-talk is very important. Telling yourself you're good enough, telling yourself why you're doing it. And the phrase that came to me was, if everybody believes in me, I have to believe in myself. And that just got me going. So you know what? Yeah, I have a whole bunch of people back home who thinks I can do it. So why can't I think the same?
That's a very important drive behind. But then 6 sports with 26 people, that kind of pressure, how do you handle that? How do you actually face that pressure, and then such an important event, and you have so much on your shoulder?
It really was tough, and to add on to that, I also had a camera crew that was following me throughout that whole period of time, because they were filming a little documentary about athletes who are least not as expected to qualify for Winter Olympics. So many athletes from tropical countries and all that, and they were really hoping that I would qualify, because if I didn't qualify, all the video footage that they've done and following me around would have gone to waste. So I had that added pressure on me as well. But I think because of training and what I've gone through so far, when I was on the ice, when I took my starting position to compete, everything just blacked out. In my mind, it was just focused on what I have to do, on what the plan was, and just get it done and execute it. So for me, I think I was very lucky to have experience as well with competitions leading up to that precious moment there.
Yeah, 20 years. That's amazing, 20 years of experience. But then if we look back to the World Championship that you didn't qualify at that time, I'm sure you were feeling very down. There are moments of vulnerable time, like that moment. How do you actually kick yourself up and stand up and say that now I'm still going to move forward, charge forward, and do what I have to do?
Yeah, I mean, like what I've been doing for some time was, like I said, just giving myself the reason why I started this in the first place. And then, after the World Championships, I was not, I was disappointed, but I accepted the fact that that's the reality of things. You can't change what the results already are. You just have to push yourself and make sure it doesn't happen again. And for me, there are days where I feel like, I can't do this anymore. I might as well give up. But then I think to myself, I've done it. I've already come so far. There's no point in giving up now, right? You're almost seeing the light. The light is right there. You just got to push a little bit more, and then you'll reach there. So really, it would have just been a waste had I given up at that time, and that's what kept me going.
So it's the mental that's helping you in a way, you know, like at that moment, you just need that push from your own mindset.
Yeah, you need to create ways to tell yourself that you should keep going at it. Find whatever reason you have to make sure that you see through what you set out to get.
Yeah. But did you punish yourself? Did you like, Julian, you're not good enough, you know, you can't do this?
There have been moments of doubt, right? Doubting yourself. I think that's very common with a lot of us.
Right.
But in the end, it's funny because when you compete and people judge you, especially in skating.
Right.
But at the same time, we need to have a separate mindset that, you know what, who cares of what people think?
Right.
You do it because you like it, you love it, you have the passion for it, and you just want to do it for yourself. So whenever you think if you're not good enough, then you think, who are you not good enough for? Because you're doing it for yourself. Right? So it's funny, it's a funny dynamic, but if you think of it that way, in the end, a lot of things that you do, especially if you really want to do it, it's because you do it for yourself.
Right.
And that might lead to helping someone else as well, but ultimately, the only one making you do it is yourself. Yeah.
That's awesome. Because instead of like beating yourself up, you know, just self-pity, why don't you do something, you know, make yourself feel good about it? Yeah.
Make a change.
I'm sorry?
Make a change, you know, exactly what you said.
Right. But do you like, because you're very strong, obviously, you know, you have very strong will, strong mind, and you're very clear in your objective. But then, you know, if sometimes, do you have to talk to any others, like your family or probably your friends?
Good question. Normally, I would say I'm quite a personal person. I like to keep things to myself. However, there have been moments where, you know, I feel good that I'm able to share this with someone, whether it be my coach, my family, my friends. It's not per se the best idea to keep everything to yourself. We have to know that there are people around us who want to help and will support us no matter what. So even if it's something that you're ashamed of or what, just talk to someone. It's good to hear a second opinion. And you know, it's a healthy way to let it out as well, rather than keep it to yourself, because in the end, it will drive you a little bit out of your head.
So if let's say that moment, you're like really panic or struggle, just that short moment. Sometimes, you know, we are very calm throughout any condition, but it's just that one moment that you're really stressed and struggle. Do you have like a mantra or a quick fix? How do you handle that moment?
I think for me personally, I would pause everything, take a deep breath, take a step back, and assess the situation first. See what is actually going on, because most of the time when we're in a panic mode or something that happens very sudden, our mind doesn't register it yet. So let it sink in, and then probably you'll know what to do after. But if you act just based on that panic, you don't know, you can't really predict what's going to happen next.
Take a moment, take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath. You got this, you know what you're doing, and then carry on.
Right. That's good tips. You have like attained so much first at this such a young age. How do you keep like breaking through? Because it's always you're getting better and better all the time. How do you attain that greater heights? One achievement at one time.
You know what's funny is I never set out to be the first of this, first of that. I think for me it so happened that I was the first, but I never really had the thinking of, okay, I want to be the first of this, first of that, and all that. For me, it was similar like what I did with my goals. Everything was just step by step, and so I never really had the mindset okay, I want to be the first to do this, the first to do that. Because to me, it doesn't really matter to me that who's the first.
Right.
To me, it's just more sort of, okay, if you want to do it, get it done. That kind of thing.
Right. But then it's a lot of baby achievements that drive you to where you were in 2018. But then, do you think you are a perfectionist in any way?
I like to tell myself that I'm not. But sometimes there are people who tell me that I am. So it's maybe a very gray area. There are certain things, I guess it really depends on what it really is about. Certain things where it has to be done exactly that way without any errors. But then there are some things as well, close one eye, that's fine. Because if you keep thinking that it has to be done this way, and if you can't, it's just, like I said, it's going to drive you out of your mind. So there's some things where we learn to close our eye a little bit, and that just helps us get along with life a little bit more easier.
Yeah. I
A
like
good
that
balance.
thinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
A
It's a
good
good
balance.
balance. Very
Yeah.
true. It's a very good balance because you're a public figure, and also your inspiration. Has set so many examples. Because I'm sure you feel the pressure to be like live up to others' expectations. So you have to be like a good example all the time. Because of that, so
try.
probably the perfectionists
I
come
try.
in. But that's good. You live a very balanced life. That's important.
I try to.
I remember there was once I heard your interview before, you were mentioning confidence is not cockiness.
Yeah. I think I remember that.
Yeah. So how did that come about?
I think this one I attribute very much to my coach back home in Malaysia. My coach back home in Malaysia is the head coach of Sunway, Harry, and he always told me that no matter where you get to, you always have to stay humble, and everybody is in the same level as you. You don't look down on anyone because you were at that level at some point. So for me, I took that very close to my heart, and I tried my best to stay true to that. And at any moment that's there, I just try to lay low as much as I can. Just keep a low key profile, I guess.
Have you ever been like really cocky or boastful, you think? Were there like once?
Not that I can recall. I really hope not. To me, if especially if people are always talking about you and you just want to up them one game, to me, I just tell myself, you know what, that's fine. Just let them talk. It's fine. Just doesn't mean anything. Let them say what they want to say. Just keep quiet. Take the high road. That kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You are actually with your experience and also your exposure, I think you are one of the most humble person that I've ever met in my life. It's always down to earth. It's really very easy to get along. I think that's really a very big achievement, and so an inspiration. That's a very good example. But then at the same time, how do you maintain that confidence?
Believe in yourself. The confidence, I think, especially if it's more specific to perhaps your profession or what you do, as long as you know that you've gone through the training or whatever knowledge that you have, and you've done it right, just stick to that and don't doubt yourself. So confidence doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be right, but it's just a sense of believing in what you do. Yeah, and what's important as well is because, like I said, this doesn't mean you're being right. You have to learn to accept that you're wrong sometimes.
So what do you do when you're wrong? When you realize you're wrong?
When you realize you're wrong, the first step is to accept that you're wrong. And if it's something to do with someone else, then if an apology is needed, you should own up to whatever you've done and say sorry, or however make up for it. And the next important thing is to learn from it.
Right. That's
We learn from
actually
mistakes.
that's actually a very brave move. Although it may seems to be weak, but it's actually very very brave
Yeah.
to accept that. But then I just want to know, maybe I should actually call you Coach Julian because I know you're running your skating academy. Can you
Yes, I try.
how you have a very strong will, as we were saying that, and how does your belief and your experience, how do you actually apply that in your academy?
So my style of coaching and how I would like to how I envision it to be like is to share my experience that I have gone through, so that my skaters do not have to go through the same or similar struggles that I went through, thereby saving them some time in their journey, not making the same mistakes and waste money, waste time, and all that. And also, I feel that I try to just relate certain things as a skater. So instead of being a coach to a skater, it's more or less a skater to a skater, sharing the techniques, the experience, the feeling of a certain jump, that kind of thing. Because I mean, sometimes it's hard for the skater to feel it, but let's say that I am lucky enough to have the experience of a certain jump, I'm able to describe it in a certain way that maybe a skater can relate to.
So you actually share your experience in that sense.
Yeah, like how I felt when, let's say, I was learning this, and then I tell them how I felt, and hopefully maybe they find some sort of feeling that is mutual, and they say, oh, you know what, I feel like that too. Good. So we're on the same page, and then we create an understanding there, and then we work together to achieve whatever their goal is.
Are you a tough coach?
I think that's a question to ask my students.
Were you tough on yourself?
I was. I think, yeah. When I was training, I never said no to my coach.
Right.
No matter if I know at the end of the day I'm going to be super tired or I'm dead, I just said, okay, sure, and then I just did it, and because I know in the end it feels bad or feels tired now, but it will pay off.
Right. So it's still the objective that's very clear, and you want to move towards that direction then.
Yeah, we just need a push from someone else to go further as well.
You're right. And you are the coach now, is to push the next person. Are you trying to train the next Malaysian figure to be?
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, we have a lot of talent back home, and hopefully with the right facilities, the right guidance, I think our skaters will be able to go far.
Right.
That's for sure.
Right. I think Malaysia's figure skating scene is different from where you were, because at least we have another coach that has been there, done that. But moving forward for yourself,
I hope so.
Moving forward for yourself, are you aiming for the next Olympics?
Unfortunately, I think with the next Olympics, it's very soon. Actually, the next Olympics is in it's in March, end of February. Actually, next year.
Right.
So let's very very soon. And the qualifying has already taken place. There's only one qualifying competition left, which is in Germany.
Right.
And because of the pandemic, so many things have been uncertain. I haven't been able to train much as well. So, realistically speaking, most likely not for the next Olympics. Yeah, unfortunately.
Right. And on your personal basis, are you any plans for forming your family very soon?
Forming my own family, wow.
Yes.
I think at this day and age, is to me at least, I think it's still a bit young for that.
Right.
Let's see. I think definitely I have to be a little bit more stable with everything. Once everything is a bit more settled, then maybe only I can start thinking about that. But for now, I think we just work hard at this point of time, and hopefully the future will be good.
Okay, I think that's great. Is there any a piece of take-home advice to share with our viewers, while we celebrate this Global Wellness Day?
I think it's very important for us to stay true to who we are and what we want to do. Talking about mental wellness as well is very important, I find, especially with all these lockdowns or stay-at-home orders. Some of us might struggle with it, and it's good to talk to someone. It's whether it's a friend or family, because we have to realize that we're not the only ones who feel that way. I think a lot of us probably feel the same way, and it's good just to share. Sometimes just by talking, you end up joking around, and it makes you feel better already. So, speak to people. Don't keep it to yourself. I think that's very important.
Right. And of course, it's really good talking to you, speaking to you. And so I think, thank you so much for your time, Julian. And
Thank you.
such a selfless sharing today, because it's been such a great pleasure to have you. And I think it's getting pretty late at your place now. But then, of course, we want to urge the viewers, happy Global Wellness Day this year. And stay tuned, everybody. So we just wish all the best to Julian and, of course, all our viewers here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you had a good time listening to Julian's story and be inspired by him just like I did when I was talking and listening to this humble and hardworking young man. I saw a diamond that sparkles and shines through because of pressure. So instead of breaking down or tearing up when he was facing challenges, he took on the challenge, changed it into his asset, and marched forward. That was very inspirational to me. And for anyone that's watching or listening, if you are facing any kind of unhappiness or hardship or challenges, big or small, at this moment of your life, please do not give up. We have to believe that help is always around. We just need to take one baby step at a time, take on the challenge, face the pressure, because pressure creates diamond. So while we celebrate the Global Wellness Day this 2021 with the theme, protecting our mental wellness, let us continue to ponder upon building a mental resilience at any time, in good times or in bad times. And I wish everybody all the best, and I'll see you at the sparkling end. Happy Global Wellness Day, everyone. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Datin Peng. Wow, that was really astonishing. I think you all agree with me that young boy journey, Julian, is fantastic. Can you imagine how important it is a family support to a mental of someone that will be able to achieve that success story like Julian? And I hope with that, we all are chipping into our family life, looking around us and seeing how can we extend our support. How can we be there with our family, to make sure that they have this, that mentally they feel that they are supported, for them to be able to achieve so much more in their life. I think that topic is really, really a wonderful topic for all of us, so that we now understand that a strong mental can actually support someone to achieve something wonder in the world. Well, right. The next topic is actually also going to be of one very fantastic topic and brought by my very dearest friend that she has been talking in the wellness industry since many, many years ago. And she's currently running a consultant called Test Consultancy Sendirian Berhad. It is located in Penang, Malaysia. Her name, her glamour name, she said, is Madam Liz Osman. So she will share with us one of the very, very topics that are coming from years of generation from our great-great-grandparents. It is called the ancient philosophy of postnatal. Now, this postnatal treatment commonly introduced in our region only, which is in Asia Pacific. They are a very traditional treatment, widely actually done or given to a woman after they are giving birth. This treatment is actually helped a lot of women in Asia, especially Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia, to make sure they have a much better and healthier life for their future after they give birth to their beloved one. So I would like for you to welcome Madam Liz Osman together with me and enjoy her topic.
Hello everyone! Happy Global Wellness Day. I'm Liz Othman, Managing Director of Test Consultancies Sdn Bhd in Malaysia. Thank you to Global Wellness Day for inviting me to be one of the speakers today. So, I'm going to share with you about the philosophy of Malay traditional postnatal care in Malaysia. In the Malay culture and philosophy, it is believed that God rewards a woman who gives birth with more health and beauty, provided it is done properly and correctly. As a result, Malays have created a detailed approach of postnatal care. In Malay society, immediately after giving birth, the new mother undergoes a carefully structured regime known as berpantang or confinement that lasts just over 6 weeks or 44 days to be precise. It is a tradition that has been passed down from generation to generations, focused on restoring the physical and mental health of the mother. In Malay society, immediately after giving birth, the new mother undergoes a carefully structured regime known as berpantang or confinement that lasts just over 6 weeks or 44 days to be precise. It is a tradition that has been passed down from generation to generations, focused on restoring the physical and mental health of the mother. It is said that women who diligently follow the traditional Malay confinement practices or pantang will regain their pre-baby figure, their health and energy levels, as well as their looks. Malays believe that looking after the mother is an essential part of the post-birth process, and that well-managed postnatal care will greatly help in the healthy life of the mother, as well as benefiting the newborn child. Mothers who neglect proper care after childbirth commonly will suffer body and backache, pain to the muscles, bones and joints. It is said that women who diligently follow the traditional Malay confinement practices or pantang will regain their pre-baby figure, their health and energy levels, as well as their looks. We believe that looking after the mother is an essential part of the post-birth process, and that well-managed postnatal care will greatly help in the beauty life of the mother, as well as benefiting to the newborn. Mothers who neglect proper care after childbirth commonly will suffer body and backache, pain of the muscles, bones and joints. The Malay postnatal care in particular focuses on the health of the woman's reproductive organs. Postnatal care treatment mainly consists of number 1, herbal bath. Herbal bath is a traditional herbal formulations used to prevent irritations and infections of genital area. Malays believe it hastens the recovery of the surgical wounds or cuts during birth, helps improve post-birth fatigue, dispel wind, get rid of odors, and treat sore veins. It is also used for steam bath, hydrotherapy to relieve muscle ache and swelling. Number 2, herbal scrub. Herbal scrub specially created to detoxify, revitalize, and smooth the skin. It will also remove blemishes and leave you feeling relaxed, soothed, and nourished. Number 3, traditional Malay massage. Traditional Malay massage or urut Melayu varies from states to states and from one family to another. An oil massage is mainly consists of long kneading strokes using thumb and palm pressure, edge of the palm and arms. Urut Melayu is a deep tissue massage that focuses on the importance of the flow of blood in veins and arteries and normally starts from feet and ends with head and scalp massage. As early as 4th day of birth, the Malay massage techniques are used to reduce water retentions and revitalize the body. The Malay postnatal massage is divided into 3 phases of treatment. Massage technique change according to the health condition of the mother. In phase 1 of the Malay postnatal massage is urutan sentuhan or wellness massage. It is used to combat stomach cramps, loosen tense muscles, overcome fatigue, reduce stress, and encourage restful sleep. But as the treatment progresses to phase 2 and phase 3, a therapeutic Malay massage called urutan asap is introduced. This helps uterus to find its ways home and reposition itself. This massage furthers to ease out the postnatal bleeding, encourage the elimination of stubborn impurities, and relieve constipations. In the Malay postnatal care, forced massage is never practiced. Body massage is done in a very patient manner, tender touch, firm yet caring. Number 4 is bertungku. Bertungku or hot stone massage is also introduced. These specialized treatments starts from 4th day until 39th day of birth. It is used to loosen tense muscle, break stubborn fats, eliminates trapped winds and toxin, hasten the shrinkage of the enlarged uterus, flatten the abdomen, and trim the body back to a pre-pregnancy figure. Number 5, bengkong or body wrapping. The ancient practice of abdominal wrapping, it is the key secrets in ensuring a firm, flat abdomen even after undergoing several births. Body binding or bengkong or barut in Malay is designed to restrict overeating and to prevent entry of cold wind via the abdominal pores. Before the confinement lady wraps the body, she applies a medicated ointment called ubat bengkong all over the abdomen. There are many different types, but the best contain tamarind juice, betel leaf, black seed, turmeric, nutmeg, red and white ginger. The ointment encourages the contractions of the uterus and breaking down of fat in cells and the reductions of multiple stretch marks, while the binding reshapes the outer contours of the body. But women who have had a cesarean sections are not advised to use Bencomb. The binding reaches from just below the breast to down below the buttocks. The binding should be kept on at least 7 hours of the day and is recommended for periods of 30, 44 or 100 days. Number 6. Ukup Wangi. Ukup Wangi or aromatic steam bath usually being practiced on the 40-day until 100th day after birth. This treatment is a closing rituals for postnatal care. Ukup Wangi also being practiced by Malay women after menstruations. Ukup Wangi will remove all the unpleasant smell of herbs on the mother's body, leaving the body smell good and fresh. These treatments also can moisturize the skin, perspirations, and tighten muscles around vagina. It is also able to remove body odors, especially around neck, hair, and vagina. What are the key ingredients in Ukup Wangi? Jasmine flower, rose petal, kaffir lime, pandanus leaf, and rose water. Number 7. Senaman asak badan or stretching exercise. Women are also encouraged to practice a type of Malay exercise known as Senaman asak badan. It is believed to strengthen and balance hormones, help with muscle firmness, enhance healthy reproductive organs, and overall well-being. Malays also have their own set of dietary do's and don'ts. They subscribe to the warming and cooling properties of the food. New mothers are discouraged from consuming lots of fluids, as this is believed to increase water retention. Therefore, dry foods that are grilled, steamed, and herbal salads are preferred. Shellfish are avoided as they can cause skin allergies and retard the healing of wounds. Food that causes wind and bloating, such as sweet potatoes, cucumber, nuts, should also be avoided. On the 44th day, an ancient Malay ceremonial practice takes place to end the postnatal program. The mother is given a floral bath of 7 varieties of scented flowers, 7 citrus lime, and rose water. This special mixture is kept overnight and added together in the floral bath. After the bath, the mother will given an exotic sweet scented floral herbal drink. This final treatment is to welcome the mother to the new, healthy, harmonious life. Introducing and commercializing Malay postnatal care to the world of spa is something new and interesting. The combinations of hands, age-old formula, rich of herbs and spices, and beautifully designed tropical environment has the ability to lure the guest. Circulation speed up, the muscles are toned and stretched, the sense of spicy oils calm and smooth, the mind and the body become one. Malay postnatal care has been created and introduced as part of the spa treatments in different packages depending on the guest needs, so that everyone can experience and enjoy its benefits. Modern science is continually proving the efficacy of ancient formulations, the mix of healing ingredients that work together to create a new state of balance and well-being. Malaysia's treatment heritage is well placed to meet the demand. A series of treatments in Malay postnatal care, offering global visitors a taste of the country's ancient practices. It can be applied and practiced not only by new mothers, but for all women who wanted to feel and look young and healthy forever. Postnatal care services are in high demand, especially after MCO. Stay at home, nothing much to do, and boom, 9 months later, newborn babies. But hey, this is a good business, right? Therefore, I would like to remind everyone, Kak Tima, Kak Tipa, Makcik Rokia out there who are offering the postnatal care services, please follow the SOP. Kita jaga kita. Remember, we serve the new moms and the newborn babies with low immune system and vulnerable to any infection. With that, I end my sessions. Once again, thank you to Global Wellness Day for having me. Stay inspired, stay safe, and be well. Happy Global Wellness Day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Madam Liz Othman. That was really beautiful topic. I love about postnatal, but I know I love more about postnatal after I'm learning about the ancient history about and the philosophy about this postnatal treatment. Yes, I think every woman in this country, all over the world, need to look after themselves. And ancient treatment is actually one of the examples that we can do and make sure that our well-being are taken care of, especially after we are carrying a human being in our body for 9 months. I think you all agree with me on that. Anyway, our next topic will be something that dear to my heart and dear to this lady's heart as well. She is a very wonderful leader. She has many portfolio, which I don't think I can read one by one because she is a fantastic woman. She is currently the president of Association of Malaysian Spa or MSPA. Her name is Datin Janet Tembakau, which she is also living in Sabah, Borneo, Malaysia. So the topic that she will share with us today is a topic that very much dear to her heart. She has been doing a lot of work to help the rural Sabahan to be able to cope with this pandemic and to continue on to live their lives so that they will not be living behind because of 1.5 years challenges that we have. Please welcome Datin Janet Tembakau, the president of MSPA, with her topic, Do a Good Deed or Share with.
Good day. Today is Global Wellness Day, and you're off to a great place, I hope, to celebrate this wonderful day. Today is also my best day, and hope today is your best day too. I would like to share a meaningful quote here. Caring more than others, think it as wise. Risking more than others, think it as safe. Dreaming more than others, think it as practical. And expecting more than others, think it as possible. Right? Caring, risking, dreaming, and expecting are 4 important traits for successful people. Right. Today is Global Wellness Day, and I am honored to be part of this program to share my story on my involvement in NGO work. This has been my passion in life, on empowering and building a strong community among us by helping each other to do good deeds. I'm Janet Tembakau here, the current president of the Association of Malaysia Spa, which is also known as MSPA. I'm also the co-founder of an award-winning spa in Malaysia called Jari Jari, and also running one of the longest and biggest spa academy in Malaysia. I wear many NGO hats, and I am currently also involved as the Human Engagement Director in the upcoming global project called Unite Concert, with a mantra that is close to my heart, which is to do good deeds and pay it forward. As mentioned, many of my involvement include volunteering and mentoring in NGOs, as well as working with the marginalized community and doing successful fundraising for sustainable renewable energy community work, and provide vocational and socio-economic programs in the rural area of Sabah, Borneo, Malaysia. Dear colleagues and friends, as you know, in Malaysia, 2020 was a horrible year for the spa industry. And I think it's also a horrible year for all the other countries. You know why? Well, for me, because I saw many of my colleagues closing down their spa. And to be honest, I too had to close some of my outlets. I have put all my energies to open dialogue with the Malaysian government to draft acceptable SOPs for the spa industry, and even rallying for petition to keep spas open. Despite all the efforts, it's sad to say, that after 15 months, we are back on full lockdown now. Some of you might know me very well. I have always been engaged to uplift and empower the rural communities, from making grandma in the villages to become solar engineers in collaboration with Barefoot College, India, as well as teaching them skills or give them jobs in the spa industry. So let me share one of my community video for you.
We just left Kota Marudu now, and we are heading into Kampung Sosongon Mengandai and Kampung Sungai Mengandai over the bumpy roads and the muddy roads. We're going to take us about 5 hours into Kampung Sosongon, and hopefully the weather will stay. The distance from Kampung Sosongon and Kampung Sungai Mengandai from Kota Marudu is about 89 km. But because of the bumpy road, I think we are going to take about at least 5 hours to reach the kampung. Our objective in SWEPA is to empower women, and that is why we started our SWEPA Enrich program, where we do some projects to empower the rural communities in Sabah. Before SWEPA came into this village in Kampung Sungai Mengandai, this village has been suffering from poverty, and there were no lights and electricity. So in 2015, we identified this village to come in and help them to provide solar equipments. So I think one of the challenges that this village has been enduring was the road accessibility to the city. Because of that, whatever produced, they couldn't bring it to the town area to sell because the cost of them to travel from this kampung to the city was too expensive and too high. Here we are in one of the Solar Mama's house. I'm going to drop in and pay her a visit. Hi, Rosni. All right, this is Rosni. She is one of our Solar Mama here in Kampung Sungai Mengandai. We identified her in 2015 with another lady called Gineng. So both of them volunteered to go to India and get themselves some knowledge and also to learn how to install, maintain and repair the solar equipments. So after 6 months, both of them came back and they electrified 100 houses here in Kampung Sungai Mengandai. So we are going to Rusni's house now, and she's going to show us around how she lives. Yeah, this is her living room. She said that she likes to keep it empty so that her grandchildren and her children can actually have some quality time. This is Rusni's grandchildren room, and she's a bit shy, you know, to show us around. She said, dapur. Oh, sini kah?
Yeah.
Oh, ini dapur lah. Oh, mari kita. Sekarang kamu ada gestung sudah kan?
Ada.
Ya, dulu kamu orang pakai kayu api saja, kan? Sekarang ada gestung lah. Jadi, alright. So this is Rusni kitchen. Before SWEPA came in, they were actually using firewood to cook. But right now, you see most of the houses already have gas cylinder to help them to do the cooking. One of the SWEPA Enrich program is the Kelulut bee harvesting. We started this 2 years ago, and we have invited a consultant to come in to teach the villagers in Kampung Sosongon Mengandai and Kampung Sungai Mengandai how to do the Kelulut bee harvesting. After 1 year, they have produced a lot of honey for us to buy off from them and we will help them to market it in Kota Kinabalu. Let me invite Trisha here, who is the person in charge of the bee harvesting, and she will share more about it.
Hi, my name is Trisha. I'm with SWEPA, and I'm the person in charge of the Kelulut honey farming. And due to the natural environment of this community, it is very easy to get the source of the Kelulut bees here. So all we needed to do was train the community on how to harvest, transfer, and then filter their honey. This is the new home of the newly transferred Kelulut honey bees from the jungle, and this is the spout that allows them to come in and out into their new home. Let me show you how it looks like inside their new home. This is the structure of a 7-month-old hive, but when they just transfer it, it's just a little one over here, and now after 7 months it's expanded and still growing. After 3 months, the honey is ready to be collected by the villagers. The quality of the honey will be checked before they're being sold.
I'm Dr. Shelley Bardwaj, and I'm a private practitioner along with the Enrich team. We have been coming into this kampong, Sonsagon Magandai, since 2014, and we conduct at least 4 medical camps each time that we come in. This time, we have come in with medicines for their skin allergies, for their aches and pains, for their bodies, to heal better with vitamins, as well as to keep them strong during this pandemic, because we're going through COVID and a lot of them are having URTI problems. So each time I give them the medicines, I do some counseling, as well as we go through what are their problems and what they'd like me to bring the next time I come around. So I'm going to call them now one by one and start distributing the medicines.
My name is Stella, and I'm in charge of the sewing project under SWEPA Enrich program. Before we come into the kampong picture, they were using hand stitches on their products. So to improve their sewing skill, we brought them to KK, where they can learn using the sewing machine. So after coming back, they now know how to sew a lot of products using the sewing machine. They have sewed one of these, which is a toiletry bag or a jewelry bag, and you can see that it is nicely sewed. And also the second product here is the jeans tote bag. This bag can be used for various purposes. The products done by these ladies here, we buy from them and we market them in KK. So currently, now that they have done a lot of sewing and with the improvement, they are now marketing all these products on their own, which is a great improvement in their livelihood now.
I'm Monica. I'm involved in agriculture activity in SWEPA Enrich program. We have started for 2 years. We have teach them composting. In composting, we teach them to use whatever material around them, such as leaf, dry branches, and whatever waste product from their kitchen. They put in the dry leaf, the branches, then they will add in some bokashi and soil. After 1 month, all this soil become very fertile, which is very rich and good for their planting. We also teach them another method is called EM, effective microbes. So they only have to add this to the water and it can be used as a fertilizer. Anyhow, we are very happy with the result. Within 2 years, we have seen blooming fruits and other black pepper is also very successful.
Hi, I'm Rosie. I'm part of the Enrich program that is involved in teaching the villagers how to improve their cooking skills. The villagers here have plentiful of fruits and vegetables, organically grown, and we have seen them showcase the new recipes in a recent cooking competition. We are so happy to see that they have improved their cooking skills and sell their products on a regular town move and even in the towns to eventually improve their economic livelihood.
Okay, now I'm going to bring you to this area where 6 houses was burned down in this Kampung Sungai Mengandai 2 months ago. And if you can see, all this area, all are empty. The whole foundation were all burned down, the houses were all burned down, only left with all the pillars. So when the villagers inform us, in Swepa, we quickly try to raise funds, and we have bought some materials district in so that we can help them to rebuild their homes. And 6 families here were homeless now, and all of them are now staying in the community hall. And we have brought in pillars for them, we have brought in zinc, we have brought in all the items that they need. And in this trip, we are helping them to rebuild their homes.
Saya berterima kasih atas pertolongan lah dari Swepa, sebab banyak yang jasa-jasa derang untuk menolong kami, dan kami betul-betul bersyukur sebab pengalaman kami banyak yang kami pelajari dari Swepa yang untuk memberikan kami pengetahuan dan mengajar kami seperti yang saya katakan tadi, yaitu kelulut, buat koropok, kue, buat baja, begitu. Terutama mengenai sholat. Jadi inilah yang kami, saya rasa memang betul-betul besar perubahan lah dari dulu. Jadi inilah kami bersyukur, semoga kami harap Swepa akan sambung lagi untuk membantu kami dan untuk mengajar kami.
So as you can see from the video, most of my employee comes from the rural area, and I had to let them go as there was no work for them during this pandemic. It is painful to see, as I know that most of them will have to go back to their village. We need to build our industry. We need to do our part, and this starts with the vaccination so that our clients have confidence to come back and our staff is protected. Our industry is essential to maintain social, mental, and physical health. So I have done a video and I would like to share with you. This is Borneo. This is Malaysia.
Unite 2021 concert will be a rallying call to help humanity by providing funding assistance to organizations, helping to eradicate the pandemic, create awareness against inequalities, advocate for social inclusions, and access to basic needs through a global fundraising campaign in support of grassroots programs. Our mission is to unite people around the world by sounding a clear message that the end of the global COVID is in sight and the world can restart and open up again to international tourism and the exchange of cultures and ideas in the spirit of unity. Today, we want to create an awareness on the importance of COVID-19 vaccines, emphasizing on the vaccination for rural and marginalized communities.
Hi, I'm Jeanette Tembakau. I'm the current president of the Association of Malaysia SPA. I am also currently involved as the Human Engagement Director in the Unite Concert in the Global Project, with the mantra that is close to my heart: help each other to do good deeds. I know some of us might be afraid of the vaccine. I also have received the fake news, but the way forward is to trust science and listen to individuals that know best about everything concerning the vaccine. Borneo Sabah is no different from the other part of the world. Here, I would like to share what communities and experts have to say.
COVID-19 started in 2020. We're looking at 2 years now. It's a novel disease, and each day we are learning new things about it. It's a virus which appears like a very alienated, spiky look. And what it does is that when it enters either through your nasal passages, it logs itself through your throat into your lungs. It attaches its proteins to the healthy cells in our body, and it depletes us of those healthy cells, and it starts multiplying and replicating itself to overtake the system. So it completely demoralizes the human body in terms of the immune system. The vaccine and its program that has been implemented by most of the governments in all the countries is absolutely pivotal to reaching the herd immunity. If we do not reach a herd immunity globally, then we are going to see this virus replicate itself and become even more aggressive in its path, as we have seen in South Africa, as we have seen now in India. Herd immunity just means that we need to do a mass vaccination. So it is very, very crucial that everybody should understand that if we don't get this herd immunity, if everybody is not vaccinated, then your chances of getting the coronavirus is much stronger. And those people who have been vaccinated, they too can face again getting the virus, but of course the illness will not be as severe as those who have not been vaccinated at all.
Tentang tu vaksin saya cuma tahu 2 jenis saja. Sebelum ni saya belum mendaftar kerana kekeliruan bagaimana mendapatkan vaksin untuk keluarga dan anak-anak, sama ada mau dibeli ataupun dipohon daripada kerajaan. Saya belum lagi memohon, tapi saya akan memohon dan melalui MySejahtera untuk keluarga dan saya punya anak-anak.
The government have actually already announced that the vaccination is ongoing, and all of us are actually asked to register in MySejahtera for vaccination. Many of the frontliners have been vaccinated, like nurses, doctors, teachers, and it's ongoing. And those who are above 60 has already been called to get vaccinated.
Sekarang banyak sudah yang menerima vaksin kan, jadi mau atau tidak. Habis banyak info yang kita dengar yang ini vaksin ini bagus dan vaksin ini tidak bagus.
There is still a need to go to the rural community because all our vaccination centers are here in town. We need to vaccinate the community in the rural area, especially the marginalized community, because it's important for them to be vaccinated, because if everybody is vaccinated, then we can get the herd immunity. Just in case if somebody in the isolated community get COVID, it can also impact on us. So I think for me, it's important that the vaccination program in Malaysia be rolled out into the rural community as soon as possible.
Kebanyakan yang penduduk kampung ini kan tidak mau turun bandar dan tidak tahu sama ada ini vaksin atau tiada.
Mereka sangat sulit mendapat akses dan sangat sulit untuk mendapat info-info berkenaan dengan vaksin disebabkan komunikasi yang tidak teratur dan kurang baik.
Mungkin ada yang kurang tahu dan mungkin ada yang tercicir sebab mereka tidak tahu ataupun tidak mendaftar ini untuk memvaksin lah.
In the news previously, it was reported that the number registered for vaccination in Sabah is the lowest among all the states in Malaysia.
Our community is very diverse. Yes, we are a little bit behind in terms of logistics, in terms of possibly registration. So if we can iron out those problems, probably through more self-awareness and programs like what you're doing, where people will actually feel that yes, you know, I need to do this in order to keep myself and my family safe.
I think it's definitely a large scale, you know, the size of Sabah is huge. To cover a huge area costs a lot of money, especially all this logistics will cost a lot. The vaccine per se may be not the only cost, but the main bulk of the cost is the transport and the logistics. Connectivity in Sabah is a bit low. Maybe some people don't even know there's a vaccine. We don't know. I don't know whether anybody have done a survey to check whether they know about the vaccine or if they have heard, whether they are positive about it. So that means we still need to go to the population to tell them, promote the vaccine, make them agree to come, then only they can go and receive the vaccine.
First of all, I'd like to extend my gratitude to Unite and also to Datin Jeanette Tambakau, who is the head human director for Unite. I think that what Unite is doing is going to be on a humanitarian effort, and globally it is going to impact not only each country but the rural communities, and I think at all age levels, because it is a awareness, it is a program that looks at every income. You are going right from the top levels to the bottom grassroots levels, and you're making them understand what it all involves and from where COVID started and where it is now reached. So to reach out to so many people through this is exemplary. So I definitely give you all the credit and wish you all the very best. And I am sure that you will make a global impact.
We know it's a huge project. It needs a collaboration of the government, the private sector, and the civil society. The civil society also play a very, very important role, because normally if you're talking about top-down, sometimes it doesn't work because the community may not be able to understand what the top want to do. So the civil society, the NGOs are very, very important to go to the community, because usually the NGOs, the civil society are the one with the community. So they have a huge role in making this vaccination program in Sabah successful.
When I turn on the news, our human race is at danger. Our political economy world at risk of collapse or war, and our social life are more divided than ever. We need peace and synergy of our own equilibrium. We need to unite as one world, one humankind with compassion, and rebuild of a new normal where sustainability and resilience is at heart. On the 1st January, let's join Unite Concert ORG to raise $2 billion to end the pandemic and unite civil society's action towards a sustainable future. Join us and like our Facebook and Instagram. Together, we can do this with love from Borneo, Sabah. Stay safe. Thank you.
After watching the video, I believe you agree with me that herd immunity is essential and vital to rebuild the future of our community. We must unite to achieve this. No one should be left aside. Our respective government can only do so much, and we will be facing an economic recession if we don't do our part. So we are the civil society, and the NGOs are the frontliners for humanity. I have created a spa program actually, where the vaccinated frontliners can get free massage from my spa. But I felt it wasn't good enough. I have faith in human race, and to keep my mental health balance, I want to be the voice for those who cannot speak or reach out to the public. So by creating awareness for vaccination, I am hoping that you will join us so that we can reach herd immunity and go back to do what we do best by providing professional moment of well-being for our clients. Okay, now let's have some fun. Let's show that our industry is united by contributing to make a video of 1 minute of scent. Let's create a movement for our industry and send me your video on my Facebook page or Instagram and hashtag 1 minute of scent. So let's watch the video together. To all my good friends and dear colleagues, the lessons out of good deed remain to inspire everyone to do the same, right? So one act of selflessness, stand out as a beacon for others to follow. So I hope I have rounded out some of the inspiring acts of kindness that have restored our faith in humanity this year. Let's do good things together, okay? So I wish you all the best and wish you that you will have a very, very good Global Wellness Day celebration. I am safe if you are. With love from Malaysia.
Thank you, Datin Janet. Wow, my God. I think my heart was touched deeply because of what she is doing. And I'm sure a lot of us should use that as an example and to be able to continue on the legacy or maybe join her, so that everybody in the world are equally given opportunity to enjoy a better life. Well, one of the manifests is actually to do a good deed, to share with others, to make sure that we all are equally live a better life. Now, the next topic, I'm sure everybody knows about Ayurveda, will be shared to you by Ms. Iswari Nataraju. She is the Ayurveda Wellness Advocate and Consultant from a brand called Spa Shilon Ayurveda Wellness in Malaysia. Her product is actually mainly focused on Ayurveda treatment. And what she is going to share with you now is how Ayurveda can actually help for those that are experiencing difficulty in sleep. So her topic is actually sleep is essential for life. And this will be actually discussed from Ayurveda point of view. So she will talk about it with her guest, and you all can then learn something of how to be able to enjoy a better sleep. Please enjoy and welcome Miss Is and her guests on this deep sleep topic from Ayurveda point of view.
All right, a very warm welcome to all of our viewers who have joined us right now. And today, in the next 30 minutes, we are going to have a very informative session. The topic that we will be discussing here today is going to be on Ayurveda, holistic healing, and most importantly, I think this one would be very beneficial for most of us right now tuning in. It is deep restful sleep. So with us here today, we have the pleasure of the Ayurveda wellness advocate as well as consultant. She is very well versed when it comes to the topic of Ayurveda. And of course, we have the pleasure of having her here on this platform. So please welcome Ms. Ishwari Nadaraju.
Hi, Jalisa. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. And how are you?
I'm doing fine, Miss Ishwari. So it's very nice to also hear your take on, this topic, because of course, anyone who has been following any of your progress, they would be very familiar as well with how well versed you are when it comes to Ayurvedic. So today, Miss Ishwari, we're not going to waste any more time because I can also see a lot of people being very curious to know more about Ayurveda. So my very first question, for you, it is going to be exactly what is Ayurveda?
Ayurveda, if I want to just start off with the fundamental, Ayurveda is the oldest healing system in this world. It's actually known as mother of all healing. Yeah, it's about more than 5,000 years old practice ritual. Yeah, and Ayurveda, when we say Ayurveda, it's all about finding the balance between your body, mind, and soul. And basically, it was actually a manual given to humankind to live a healthy life, to live a balanced life. Yeah, uh, it's very important to know Ayurveda has got nothing to do with any religion or race. It's basically a life manual. It's a life science. So Ayur means life, Veda means science. So basically, it's life science. When you combine Ayurveda together, it's life science. So it's just a manual given to human to live a healthy life. So it's a cycle. First of all, you have to know your dosha. Dosha comes from the energy, from the five elements, in this universe: water, air, space, fire, and earth. So when a combination of all these energies, the rhythm, the dance of these energies, it creates dosha. When the imbalance of dosha is there, that's when you find a lot of wellness issues that you face. So it's very important to find the balance, to fix it, to live a healthy life. Yeah. So Ayurveda is all about this. So eating right, sleeping well, exercising, just not even 30 minutes walk a day, it's also part of Ayurveda. And it's a cycle that you follow to find the balance. So when I talk about Ayurveda, it's all about holistic healing. So holistic healing is this is one of the oldest holistic healing system in this world, Ayurveda. Yeah. So how do we find a balance? How do we make sure our doshas are balanced? That's when you get into the details. First of all, you have to know your dosha, your lifestyle, uh, your level of sensitivity. Like to certain food, you can be dry hair, dry skin, your body type, your hair type. Your dosha determines all this. All of us in this universe, including all the living, other living entities, all of us are made up of these elements. So it's very important. So that's why it's important to use the products as well. Like if you see spa salon, spa salon luxury, spa salon Ayurveda wellness, we actually what we do is we kind of take the Ayurveda formula. If you see the basis of Ayurveda, the oils or the treatments and so on, the oils and all are very greasy. It has very strong smell. So basically, what Spa Salon did is what we do is we take the Ayurveda formula and then we infused it with essential oils and we give it a modern packaging to cater the international market. So basically, Ayurveda is about, like I told you, know your dosha, you sleep well, you eat well, and then definitely you have to use natural products. Why is it important to use natural products? Is because we are made of nature, right? We are made of nature, and our body, when you imagine putting a chemical based product on our body, that's definitely a reaction to it. And in a long run, what happen is, if you keep using the chemical based products, your body will start reacting to it. Yeah, because products with paraben, paraffin, SLES, it only penetrates to your surface and it goes through your blood vessels, and that's how a lot of other wellness issues starts, right? So it's very important to use products which are from natural sources, so that it can penetrate to your skin and it doesn't do any harm to your skin. So like Spasila products, we are 100% from natural source. We are 100% vegetarian. We don't have any harmful chemicals. So when you use this kind of natural products, you kind of like will find the balance. Yeah, it's very important to be within the cycle to find the balance. So Ayurveda and holistic healing, it's all about this.
Okay, a very, very solid explanation, yeah. And also it's very nice to know how the products that you had mentioned, especially from Spa Salon Malaysia, it is all very focused on Ayurveda, being very safe for people to try out as well. So this actually leads me to my second question, since, you mentioned about Ayurveda being a practice which has been, for years now. So what exactly is your take, yeah, when we talk about Ayurveda and holistic healing, taking this approach, do you think this is very much useful in today's life in terms of how everything is very fast paced? But do you think Ayurveda steps in as a very, a useful approach still?
Definitely, because okay, that's why when I tell you we have actually made it easy for people to, in terms of products, yeah, we have made it very easy. Like the other personal cares that you get from the market, we have made it very easy. We have brought the Ayurveda to you in a very modern packaging with essential oil, so that you can use it on a daily basis. But if you want to talk about a lifestyle, it's definitely not rocket science, I would say. Ayurveda, it's not, when we say Ayurveda, people think, oh, it's a lot of thing, you have to come up with something completely new, to follow. No, it's not. Basically, it's about eating healthy, working out, yeah, and having deep restful sleep. So these are the fundamental of a human life, right? When you want to live a healthy life, when you want to tackle your wellness issues, you definitely have to do something to find the balance. So Ayurveda formulas will actually help to treat your problems, your wellness issues from root cause. So the approach of Ayurveda, it's slightly different. It's not surface. So when you're trying to tackle the issues from root cause, that's when you find ultimate solution, right? You will find an ultimate solution because you're going to the root cause of the problem to treat it. So it's very important. Ayurveda will teach you how to tackle your problem from root cause. So in that way, it's like, for example, you have a someone with sleeping disorder, insomnia. When they find a way to tackle this issue from root cause, that means eventually they are actually trying to achieve the deep restful sleep, and it's going to be a long term solution. Ayurveda is all about long term solution. You can, with Ayurveda, it's nothing surface. With Ayurveda, it's nothing short term. It takes a lot of time for some individuals, but definitely the results is long term.
Okay, very nice. Yeah. So this is another reason why we love having Ms. Ishwari here to also explain it to us, because the advice that she always shares with us is very much powerful. Yeah. So these are things which a lot of us here could possibly take note of, or maybe if this is the very first time that you're also having a good understanding of Ayurveda, all right? So this now also leads me to my third question, yeah? So now that we know that Ayurveda being a very powerful, yeah, a holistic healing, a good approach, let's say, for example, if a person who has no clue, or perhaps, you know, in today's world, everything is very fast paced. A lot of people are moving forward with a different approach on when it comes to healing themselves. So as a starter, what would your advice be to anyone that wants to, you know, practice the idea of holistic healing, especially Ayurveda ways of living?
Okay, it depends. If you just want to have a lifestyle change, then you can start with a simple dosha test online. There's a lot of, if you need to do a dosha test, if you want to know how to do it, if you need the links or the papers, we can actually send it to you. You can actually just contact us from Instagram and Facebook, Spa Salon Malaysia. We can help you with that. But you can even Google it. You know, you can Google dosha test online. So you can actually go there and do your dosha test to know what is your dosha actually. Then if you go to Google and look for, you know, you will know what dosha you are in, and then you actually pick the dosha and you Google what is the right food to eat for this dosha, what is the right kind of products to use for this dosha, and what is the what will imbalance my dosha, what will balance my dosha. All these answers you can get from the internet. Yeah, first of all, you need to know your dosha. So moving forward, if you want something more, you want to get into more of that Ayurveda lifestyle treatments, and you want to have a major change, you definitely can walk to any of Ayurveda centers in Malaysia, and you can approach the Ayurvedic specialists, the doctors there. They definitely will help you. If you're planning to treat your problems from root cause, you can start with this. Yeah, but if it's just a normal lifestyle change, you just don't want to use any chemical based products, you want to switch it to Ayurveda formulae, you can actually come to Spa Salon Malaysia, and we will actually teach you how to have a good bedtime ritual, how to get rid of your anxiety issues, and more in a more relaxing way. Yeah, so the approach will be in a more relaxing way. We can tell you and teach you how to do this by yourself. So basically, Spa Salon Malaysia, we promote Spa Salon Ayurveda Wellness. Yeah, worldwide, we promote a do-it-yourself concept. So it's a home spa concept where you can get our products and use it and practice, have a certain ritual at home where you can actually tackle your wellness issues, minor wellness issues by yourself. So we have so many customers who had sleep issues who come to us, and they kind of get our sleep range, and then they get into this bedtime ritual, and that's when they tackle their sleep issues. So like that, we have for relaxing, we have for stress, anxiety, we have for hair fall. So any imbalance, when you find the imbalance in your body, you feel something is not right, your hair fall is due to some imbalance in your body, that's when you want to seek for the solution. So when you want to seek for the solution, seek for the right solution, like Ayurveda or holistic healing, so that it will treat your problem from root cause, and you can actually see the results gradually, but it will remain for a long term. Yeah.
Okay, all right, very nice. Yeah, and also I think you mentioned it earlier that the whole idea here with Spa Salon Malaysia is that coming up with this whole idea of bringing the spa back to your homes and fixing it on your own, it is such a useful thing today, especially now with most of us being on lockdown periods. Most of us are always going with our own DIY methods of things. So it's nice to know that Spa Salon Malaysia also caters on that. All right. Yeah. And next up, we are going to jump straight into this topic of, I think a lot of us here are also very curious to know, because this is an issue where even the young, or even if it's the older generation, they are still finding ways to tackle this. And of course, we have Miss Ishwari here to explain it to us very nicely. We also would like to know, let's say if we talk about insomnia, sleep apnea, all right, just to name a few, what basically are the factors that are causing this?
Okay, insomnia is a sleep disorder in which you have trouble sleeping or falling asleep or staying asleep. The condition can be short term, it can be acute, or it can be a chronic, long term. Yeah. So, so it's basically you can't sleep and you don't feel rested. When you wake up in the morning, you still feel lethargic. You feel fatigued. All this is because due to insomnia. Yeah. So uh, insomnia is not a very serious issue. Some people think I've got insomnia and it's not going to cure. No. When it comes to Ayurveda, we believe there's no wellness issues that can't be cured. Definitely, if you follow a correct lifestyle, it's all about lifestyle change at the end of the day. With a simple panchakarma, you can retune your body. You can you feel refreshed. So like I told you the last time, right, whenever you feel there's a wellness issue, you just want to retune your body because you have just went out of balance. So you have to find the balance with Ayurveda. Yeah. So
Okay, all right. So this also leads us to another question. Yeah. So as you know, a lot of us right now are on the whole work from home idea. In today's world, they're all always chasing something. We are all on very tight schedules as well. So maybe as you being very well versed with this whole topic, what exactly would your advice be if at all we are trying to find a best way to follow a proper sleep pattern?
okay, first of all, I would like to say I would like to give some tips on beating insomnia. Yeah, these are simple steps that you want to follow on a daily basis. The simplest thing you can do, even if you don't have insomnia, this is something that you definitely want to follow. Yeah, you have to wake up and sleep at the same time. Every problem starts in our body because the pattern is not right. It can be food, it can be sleep, it can be our daily activities. When we don't do it according to the correct time and we don't have the discipline to do it at the same time every single day, we are definitely moving towards imbalanceness. Okay. And you have to wake up and sleep at the same time every day. uh, Eliminate alcohol, caffeine, nicotine, and because it definitely creates an imbalance in your body. Yeah. Limit naps. uh, Usually when you are in a certain age, you don't really need naps, you just need a good night's sleep. Yeah. And exercise, I mean, definitely you can take a break, you can take you can rest, you can move, you can do some stretching, but try to limit the naps. Yeah. Exercise regularly. The moment you start to exercise, you will be so tired and you want to definitely get a good sleep. So your body will have to be tired. Nowadays with the kind of uh, uh, lifestyle that we have, mostly we are sitting, we are
Yeah.
working on the computers, we are watching TV, we are on the phone. um, we are not getting tired. We are getting tired mentally but not physically, right?
Okay.
So when you get tired mentally, your brain is like constantly looking for something to do, and you're just mentally tired, physically tired, so your body don't want to get a good rest. When you sleep, you still want to be alert and want to do so many things. You still want to look at your phone. The moment your body gets tired, you cannot do anything. You just want to rest. When your
Okay.
body is not tired, that's when you want to do so many other things. You want to still eat, you want to still text. Yeah. So both
Yeah.
you have to be tired mentally and physically. So exercise is the only way to make you tired mentally and physically. And do not eat or drink before bed. Definitely you should have your meals, heavy meals, 3 hours before bed. And if you're just going to have something very light, at least 1 hour before bed. Yeah. And coming to the environment, the ambience, create a very nice ambience when you want to sleep. Your bed, your room, it has to be very comfortable. A comfortable sleeping environment definitely leads to a good night's sleep. Yeah,
Okay.
candles, essential oils, all this will help. Yeah.
Mhm. All right. So we are still going to be going deeper, yeah, into this whole topic. So
Yes.
since you had also mentioned about ways that we can put our mind to sleep,
Mhm.
you know, in creating a good environment, we're going to come back to that question in a bit. But there is another issue, yeah, that most people also face. It is, you know, fatigue. So let's say if you have that, you know, in you, what basically is the cause of that, in your opinion? What exactly causes fatigue in people that feel this extreme tiredness?
Okay, fatigue is a term used to describe an overall feeling of tiredness, lack of energy, I would say. Um, it it isn't the same as sleeping, feeling sleepy or feeling drowsy. Yeah, when you're fatigued, you basically don't have motivation. You don't have any energy. You just like you're just dragging yourself to do something. Yeah. uh, Being sleepy can be a symptom of fatigue, but it's not the thing, right? Sleepy is just you need a good sleep. Yeah, fatigue is different. Yeah. Most of the time, fatigue can be traced in one or more of your habits and routines. Yeah, you wake up
Okay.
very late, you sleep very late, you know, and you have lack of exercise. All this can be the cause of fatigue. But on the other side, yeah, of the scenario, fatigue can be a symptom of other underlying conditions like that require medical treatments. You know, like
Mhm.
thyroid, for example. Yeah,
Mhm.
thyroid, platelet counts, and all this. Uh, it's fatigue is one of the main symptom for all these medical conditions. Yeah, so it's very
Okay.
important when you have fatigue. It like I'm telling you, it can be acute or it can be chronic. So you definitely need to do a self check, and you have to get a specialist to, you know, to advise you that
Mhm.
why am I like this? Why do I? If it's too often or every single day you get it, you definitely need to seek a specialist and get their opinion. Maybe you have an
Okay.
underlying condition, a medical condition that you need to look into. Yeah. Otherwise, fatigue is
All right.
just your lifestyle. Yeah.
Your lifestyle. Okay. So I guess, you know, a good fix on your lifestyle change would be able to really, you know, fight that whole issue of fatigue. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is going to lead me to another question, which is basically a lot of people, yeah, sometimes just say, for example, when we talk about moms, yeah, I'm sure Mrs. Ishwari, you're a mom yourself. There are times where you're
Yeah.
always constantly around the clock. Let's say you have to balance out your work, especially, you know, your responsibility of wearing different hats as a mom as well. So there are some people that are not exactly, you know, facing fatigue, but there is this extreme tiredness. You know, like you said
Yeah.
very nicely earlier, when your mind is not well rested, the tiredness comes from within. So basically, what is your suggestion, yeah, for people that are trying to fight this sort of extreme tiredness? Maybe you could share some tips or even some quick fixes, yeah, since you happen to be a mom yourself, and I think you will be the best person to give us advice on this.
Definitely. Okay. A bedtime ritual are essential. Yeah. A bedtime routine is a set of activities you perform in the same order every night, 30 to 60 minutes before you go to bed. So it's a routine that you follow. You should never fail to follow this routine. Yeah. And bedtime routines can vary. It depends on the individual. Yeah. But often it includes like a calming activities, like taking a warm bath, or, you know, journaling, meditation. Yeah. Meditation will help, can be a part of your bedtime ritual. Yeah. So nowadays, if you see, meditation is very common and it's practiced by everybody around the world. Yeah.
Very true.
So it's something that you definitely want to look into if you have extreme fatigue, or you think you have insomnia, you cannot sleep well. you can actually follow a bedtime ritual. Like in Spa Salon Luxury Ayurveda, we have a range of products called Sleep and Sleep Intense, where when you buy those products, we actually advise you how to get these products accordingly, and what is the bedtime ritual you can do. It can be a body cleanser. You take a shower with sleep body cleanser, which has lavender, ilang ilang patchouli. All these ingredients will promote deep restful sleep. And then you apply a serum or lotion, and then you spray this mist on your pillow, and then you apply this balm and do a light massage. So you have to have some kind of bedtime ritual to tackle your problem. Yeah. I've seen customers, who suffer from insomnia, fatigue, um, apnea and all this for many years, and they think it's okay, it's part of their life. It's not. Having a good sleep is essential, and lack of sleep can lead to so many serious health conditions. Yeah, so bedtime
Yeah.
ritual is definitely essential. You can definitely
All right.
contact me for a personal
Mhm.
consultation via Spa Salon Malaysia Instagram or Facebook, and even website www.spasalon.com.my. We can actually do a personal consultation on how you can practice a bedtime ritual, how you can take up a practice. If you're new, you don't know where to start, we can definitely walk you through. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Very nice. Yeah. So again, very quickly, today we are talking to Miss Ishwari Nadaraju, and she is, of course, our I would love to put it this way, especially when you're looking for different types of solutions. When it comes to Ayurvedic and also holistic healing, I would say that she's the best person for y'all to talk to as well. And of course, you have the range of products from Spa Salon Malaysia, where if any internal issues, even if it comes to sleep disorders or anything like that, as a starter, this would be excellent. So this is going to be another question, yeah, which I think most of us are also quite curious. We understand that the holistic healing and Ayurveda approach of things is that sleep being very important as it's part of anyone's routine. But exactly what can we do? Let's say, for example, if we are trying to get a certain amount of sleep in a day, and it's not exactly as how it is, suggested. So we don't get enough sleep in a day, and let's say throughout the day, of course, it's going to affect how your routine is in terms of your movement throughout the day. So exactly what do you suggest if, let's say, a person is constantly having this lack of sleep and you're trying to find a solution to it? What would your suggestion be?
Okay, first of all, you have to know why do you have this issue? What time do you go to bed? Yeah, it's very important to go to bed before 10. We have the tendency to, like, toss and turn, and take some time before we really doze off, right? So if you think you're going to do that, probably you should just hit the bed early. Have some bedtime, practice a bedtime ritual, and you'll be surprised that you will actually fall asleep, right? So if you want to start somewhere, first of all, identify your problem. Know where is the problem coming from. Understand the root cause of your sleep issues, and then try to get a consult, a wellness consultant, or even a doctor, or a specialist to advise you on how to go. But when you know it's severe, you can actually consult the experts, to help you with it. However, if you are someone that you want to, have a good practice, you want to start a bedtime ritual, uh, you can just start by changing your lifestyle. It's simple as that. Even today, like, anything can be done. If you made up your mind, if anything can be done, and it will not take too long. If you have made up your mind, I think very fast you can make the changes. And if you want to practice a bedtime ritual, you can do it anytime, right? Like, you can actually, if you don't have the sources, like if you don't have the product, it's okay. Just go to bed early, do your meditation. There's a lot of YouTube videos where you can watch how to do a simple meditation before bedtime. Yeah, there's like thousands of videos for you to see and practice. And have a nice warm bath in the evening, not too late. By 7, have a nice warm bath, have your dinner early, and then yeah, and then if you're going to sleep, if you usually sleep at 12, 1 or 2, try to go to bed at 9:30, at least 10. Try to practice this break time ritual and try to sink in, calm. It's very important for you to tell yourself that I am doing this to sleep, to have a good, deep, restful sleep. So when you tell your body and mind, eventually it will follow through. And it's very important to talk to yourself when you're doing something, because that's how it is. Our mind and body, it will uh, it will sink in, yeah. And then definitely you will achieve what you want. It's not only for sleep, even for the other things, stress, anxiety, uh, even your um, if you have any skin issues, when you're applying something on your skin, you have to talk, you have to tell that I'm doing this to heal myself, heal my issues. So that's how that this kind of practices will help to treat your problems, yeah.
Okay, all right. That is definitely some very solid advice here, especially for people who are, facing this issue of trying to get enough sleep in a day. And of course, the Ayurvedic way of doing it is also equally important. And this is going to be our final question, yeah, since you have given us a very solid explanation throughout this whole session. So right now, we're going to direct this final question to your routine, because we are very used to seeing how you have been very active, wearing different hats throughout the day. Also, all of your time and energy on building the brand, which is Spa Salon Malaysia. All right. So, being a person who is always on the go with different things, if at all, let's say, when you are trying to get enough sleep and sometimes your mind does not want to shut off, it just refuses to sleep. So exactly what would your routine be like whenever you are put in that sort of a situation? Why don't you share with us?
Sure. Actually, being human, we all go through different days and different moods on a daily basis, and it depends on the kind of work or the kind of routine we go through on a daily basis, the activities that we do, right? Being a mom, I have a 4-year-old daughter, and they are in a very curious mode now at this age. They just want to explore different things. So every day cannot be the same for them. Yeah, we have to come up with different things, and even work requires a lot of different angles and approach on a daily basis. So all this can be very exhausting, yeah, mentally and physically exhausting. Sitting in front of the computer, work from home, it's way difficult than going to office, driving back. It can be way tiring than what we think, actually. Yeah, sometimes we even work on weekends nowadays, yeah, because we are working from home. So this kind of things, affects our lifestyle, our routines. But it's very important that you go to sleep early. Like for me, I have a bedtime ritual that I follow. I have a game where I play with my daughter. It's called the relaxing game, where I have my cards. It's calm me, it's called calm me, where we play this game on a daily basis, or sometimes we just alternate to bedtime stories. So what we do is we when we play this game, this game itself, it's designed to put you to sleep, yeah. So I have actually trained my daughter also to doze off as soon as we get to the bed, and we apply all this. She took a warm bath in the evening. So when I do practice it, she look at me and she also follow through. So it's very important we educate our kids as well to sleep early and wake up early. So it's very important to put them, to send them to bed by 8:30. With all their active mind, they probably will doze off by 9:30, and then you can wake them up at 6:30 in the morning. When the moment they wake up early, they will sleep early. So this is my practice. So I try to go to bed most of the time, most of the days. I try to go to bed by 10. Sometimes I even go to bed with my daughter. I doze off whenever I put her to sleep. Yeah. So it's just the ambience. If you see my room, it has that ambience, the cozy light, uh, the essential oils, the spray, the body and pillow mist that I have in my room, which I spray around, the candle, the salt lamp that I keep, all this ambience that I've created, for the for a good night's sleep. I have to tell you that I have a very good sleep. I sleep when I
Okay.
sleep, I have deep restful sleep. I only wake up the next morning when my alarm rings. Yeah,
Mhm.
most of the time, but when you have a child with you, sometimes they get into sometimes they want to wake up in the middle, and all. Yeah, that's okay, but as long as you sleep early and then you wake up early, when you follow the routines, you follow through the routine every single day, that becomes a practice and that becomes habitual. So
Okay,
eventually
true.
it will be very easy for you. Yeah, this is what I practice for
All
sleeping
right.
better. Yeah.
So very nice, yeah. And also because I think this is very relatable to most people out there, especially if you're wearing different hats and you're trying to balance things out well.
Yeah.
So of course today we had a very informative session, and especially for people that want to have a better understanding of Ayurveda and holistic healing, today was a super, amazing to have Ms. Ishwari here give us a very good breakdown and also a good understanding. And it's also very nice to know that Spa Salon Malaysia's focus is also based on that, yeah? The holistic healing. And of course, Ms. Ishwari Nadaraju being the Ayurveda wellness advocate and consultant, we also had the pleasure of this entire session here today. So I hope all of us are walking back, right now. You can sit back, relax, and also bring your spa back home. And of course, Ms. Ishwari, thank you so much for educating us here today on Ayurveda, especially for people that also have this kind of sleep issue. So thank you once again, yeah, for joining us.
Thank you so much, Elisa. It's always a pleasure to share this knowledge with people, and I believe whatever I shared today will benefit the viewers. And one thing that I have to say is it's not too late to start something new, and a lifestyle change. From my experience, a lifestyle change can make tremendous difference, can bring tremendous difference to your health, to your well-being, even to your overall look. Yeah. So start somewhere. It's not too late, no matter at what age you are. So it's just about the little effort, the little push. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, very nicely said. And also, this wraps up the entire session here today. On this very positive note, be sure to also, take in and digest all of this, very solid advice that Ms. Ishwari has shared here with us, and also be sure, yeah, to try and practice, yeah, healthier ways now that we are all, at home with work from home, and a very large change in routine as well. So thank you once again, Ms. Ishwari, and this wraps up this session on Ayurveda as well as holistic healing. Be sure to join us next time. See you again, and bye-bye.
Thank you, Is. That is a very, very wonderful topic. I think we all need a good sleep during this hard time because most of us are having challenge because our mind are very active, always thinking about what will be coming next for the uncertainty. So this topic that you have discussed with your guests is really, really going to be a helpful topic for all of us. Again, thank you so much for becoming one of our speakers. So everybody, well, this is come to the end of the celebration, but before I thank all my speakers, I would like to express my deepest gratitude so that I would like to not missing out because this event become possible is because of one very important company that we are actually working with. So I would like to express my biggest gratitude to Beauty Online Trade Show. They are our co-organizer that they have been working so hard for the past weeks, almost a month, to put this thing together and make it possible for all of you to view today. And if you would like to continue, or maybe you wanted to say again the replay of the video, I would like to welcome you to visit their website, which is www.beautyonlinetradeshow.com. So they actually will have the repeated, the replay of this video for your viewing pleasure. Now, Thank you again for everybody for tuning in, and thank you again to all my speakers that has been fantastically sharing all those topics, all those passions of you with all of us. And I hope that this is not the end of the celebration, but the beginning of the celebration to most of us, because we are going now to make a life changing by starting our journey from one point to another in a way of making our life so much healthier, so much better. So again, to all of you, please join me to say Happy Global Wellness Day 2021. Stay well and stay safe.